No, I just started recording. Alright. Hello, everyone. This is uh, Phoenixville's Clash team for today. You have Patrick in the supporting for Liam, Evans in the top lane, Ryan's jungle, and Brendan's mid. Or that's what I'm assuming the comp will be. I'm joined here by Isaac, who will be our play-by-play for today.
What's
Welcome,
up?
Isaac.
Thanks. I'm really excited for today's games. We've played lots of games with this PHG squad, maybe not all at once, but we've seen some highlights and some lowlights now and again from all of them. So it'll be interesting to see what they're capable of together.
Ryan's naming has still been on point. They are the match history magistrate, and they will be up against kids with needs.
There's not a whole lot of info you can really draw, I think, from these scouting phases.
Yeah, we'll just have to see. I don't know when we're allowed to start spectating, but
I think once
maybe
we get
during
into
champ
actual,
selects. Do you think?
yeah, during champ select should be able to.
All right. So we'll just reiterate some of the things before their clash. What's it called? Before their champ select phase. Um, so they're aiming for a Teemo jungle, which is really good, but I'm not convinced the Teemo's going to get through bans. Honestly though, thinking about mastery points, they'll probably, I don't know, you think they'll ban Lux? Thinking
Yeah,
about
I'd say.
Ryan's mastery points. But honestly, the highest mastery points for Patrick, Brendan, Evan. Honestly,
It's
they
not really
might.
champion.
Okay, they're
They're
gonna
playing
ban Teemo not because of Ryan's Teemo. They're gonna look at Evan's
because of
mastery
M.
points. Yeah.
Right. That's the danger of having those. Of having a lot of high champion or high mastery point champions in Clash. It's always difficult.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think if you're playing like I don't know, I'm almost in the perspective that during a Clash game, you don't get enough information from the scouting phase. Even if you look at people's OP.GG and whatnot, you can't tell if they're going to play the position that they've been playing or whatnot. So I'm almost in the perspective that it's just best to ban matchups that you don't want to play against rather than
I
try and
suppose.
target ban to an extent.
Yeah. All right. So
Barring
Pat's
like
highest mastery, looking at it, is 100 and just under 120,000 points on Bard, which I don't know. If I was an enemy team, that wouldn't alarm me.
right.
Liam might get screwed over because he has 120,000 points on Kaisa, but I'm not sure. I'm trying to think through Liam's ADC champion pool, and I can think of Kaisa, Misfortune, and Caitlyn, maybe? I don't know. I haven't
I
really
don't think
seen him
I
play a
don't
whole lot of
think
anything
yeah,
else.
he
I
hasn't
mean,
had
you're
too many
his
games
usual
on
bot
Caitlyn.
lane partner,
Yeah.
so, but he's
Um,
usually playing one of the two.
Back in the
Kaisa.
day, he played
Yeah.
a bit of Callista and Lucian, but I think he's a little out of practice with both of those.
I Yeah, I would be surprised to see either one. Now, I wouldn't be surprised to see Lucian played in the mid lane if it's a favorable matchup.
Yeah, he's good into a lot of mages, I think.
Their team comp might be less. Well, we'll have to see. If Patrick's on a tank, I'm trying to think of. Okay, so if Evan doesn't get Mordekaiser, we'll probably look to play like Urgot.
Or Garen.
Yeah, or Garen. But Evan doesn't really build tanky Garen. And if you have a Teemo jungle, that essentially
It's a lot of
makes it so
damage.
Pat has to play one of the tankier supports, but I haven't really seen him play support in all that long. Hmm.
Yeah, I can't see their team comp being super well composed. It definitely seems like they'll draft for comfort picks and just lane preference, you know?
Yeah, I mean that's the hope.
I mean, on the flip side, they could go for champions that they're slightly less familiar with that have AoE or whatever for team
Yeah.
fights, but I don't think that'll be the case.
Now this isn't really an issue for game one, but I do feel that if this goes well, like we did the last time we played Clash, in between games we checked the match history because you can see Clash games
Hmm.
of our opponents and see what worked for them. But I feel like for this team, they don't have a lot of fallback options. If considering, okay, so will take the initial round of champions that will be banned, but then they'll show what they have left in the game. But then for the next
Right.
game,
They might not have that many options
Brendan
left.
has a solid champ pool of 4 or 5 champions, but for the rest of them in their positions, you're looking at 2, maybe 3
Hmm.
options.
But the thing is, if they don't have a stellar performance, hypothetically, if they win game one, but each individual player does not have a stellar performance, some of those might not be prioritized as bans in
That's
the
true.
second game.
And honestly, with a team mode jungle, that happens because your laners won't always get the kill. Actually,
Mhm.
more times than not, they won't.
Oh, I think we're entering champ select here.
We're entering champs. Look, so can we start spectating? No, we cannot.
No.
Well, hopefully
Game, we'll be able to watch
when
champ
they
select
get
or
in
something like that.
game, yeah, we'll be able to watch something. We probably should have checked this or looked it up before.
Hmm.
Before we tried this.
So are those positions pretty much locked in then?
I would say so. Their other option is have Liam playing jungle, Evan playing. Well, actually, no, they don't have a top laner after Evan. Well, actually, no, that's not true. Patrick. Okay, so the other way they could do this is they have Liam in the jungle, Patrick.
See,
Patrick
I
top.
think Liam
or-
would be happy to play Gangplank top lane. He's played a lot of
That is
Gangplank.
true. But how many other top lane champions does he have now?
I'm not sure.
Yep. I don't know if they'll position spot. Well, we'll have to see how they do the first game. So I believe even if they lose the first game, they'll have another chance to play. But I don't
Yeah.
know if they try to do anything differently. Hmm.
And the hard thing too in a 3-game series like this is the mental state. I mean, obviously you're not
Well,
playing
it
against the
could,
same
it
team.
didn't have to go to
sometimes, but
3 games. It could end after 2.
it's true.
But you're right.
So if you lose both, then you're out. Is that how that works?
Yeah.
But losing the first one, or even just losing lane badly in the first one, can be really tough. You have
Yeah,
to look.
I
You
agree.
have to keep a bigger perspective and say that it's a team game every game.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And I
You're
think
not
they
just-
might have different mentalities about how seriously they're taking Clash.
Yeah.
I've sort of gotten the feeling that Patrick doesn't really. I don't know. We know he was eligible to play until today because they had to boost his ranked game. So
Yeah.
he didn't seem that involved. And playing with Ryan last time, Ryan played it as he would any other game, which is fine. But I feel like Brendan and Liam might take Clash a little more seriously. So I don't know how that'll turn out.
I think that's just ultimately a reflection of how seriously they take normal games, though.
Well, I suppose so. Yeah.
There's some people like Ryan who will pretty much always play their best, even if they're in a troll position or pick or whatnot.
Yeah.
And then there's people like Pat who, same thing. Pat has a very light-hearted approach to the game as a whole, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wonder if that will conflict with their attitudes
Right.
towards the game.
Especially if they
and
haven't really
specifically-
played as a 5-man enough before this. I don't know. I'm not really well. I think I could say they haven't played really as a 5-man because me or you have been on, or Sean,
Yeah.
most of the time when we've been playing. So
There's also the difficulty with matchups. There's a smattering of ranks here, from iron to silver, but arguably 2 or 3 of them should be gold or low plat maybe.
you just don't know.
But yeah, against matchups like this present matchup, it looks like they have the same thing, bronze and iron and plat. But in terms of just laning skill, it might be a difficulty.
Yeah. So hopefully, this champ select is done. We'll be able to enter.
Tournament draft takes a couple minutes,
That is true.
2 phases.
And it certainly helps that every champion's unlocked. But I think they'd want to have Brendan pick last since he's the most versatile. And I think they want Liam to pick first, just to see if they can nab either Kaiser or Misfortune early in the draft.
Hmm.
Or actually,
Yeah,
or
Brendan.
do you think they'd rather prioritize an early Teemo pick?
Ooh, I think the Teemo pick would be favorable. Actually, no. I think if their first pick, they'd probably try and get the pick for the top lane,
The top lane,
the Morde. Oh,
the
yeah,
Mordekaiser.
the Mordekaiser.
Hmm, that's true.
Just the danger of that being banned and the position that they'd be put in if that's banned is more extreme, I think, than if they lose the Teemo.
Right. To me, I think their wild card is the top lane. Evan has been back for a brief amount, but I haven't really watched enough of his play.
Hmm.
Um, so it really depends on who his laner is, whether or not either Evan winning lane or Evan losing lane would affect the rest of the map.
Yeah, I could definitely see some of the picks, the selfish type picks. I'll say it that way. Comfort picks that won't necessarily have a great effect on the game or can't necessarily win team fights as well as some other picks. I think that could be an issue that they put themselves into, though.
If one of them gets banned out, I think it'll be a more interesting game to watch.
Yep.
Some maybe last minute swaps and champ selects or
See, I wonder what they think of the Bard.
yeah, I'm not sure. From what I've understood is that no one's really a fan of the Bard.
Hmm.
Or at least I don't know.
But Pat seems a pretty big advocate
Pat
for
is a
it.
very big advocate for his Bard. And ultimately, it's up to him if that's what he's gonna have the most fun. See, I think that's when their mindset differences come in again. Because I'm sure Patrick would have a ton of fun on Bard, but I'm sure Liam would not appreciate it if he gets solo killed in his lane twice because his support's not there.
Yeah.
Team comp wise, having Teemo in the jungle will free up Brendan to play Zed if he has a favorable matchup. But at the same where it frees up more AD around the rest of the map, especially if you have a Mordekaiser top it forces somebody into playing a tankier champion, whether that be Pat on support or asking. Well, I'm not. Evan doesn't play Juggernauts.
Yeah, I'm not sure they'd even approach it with the mindset that they need a tank.
I'm not sure if they would either. And honestly,
Right.
at this elo, you could pull it off without one. But I'm a big proponent of having, especially with.
Yeah.
Oh, they're in game. So let's see if we can. Oh, we can spectate. All right.
Oh, so we can see the draft here.
Well,
Oh, we got the Skarner jungle. It looks
we
like
have
in
the
Velka.
Skarner. So I'm assuming Teemo. We can't see the bans, but I'm assuming a Teemo with bans. Skarner pick's good, and they Pat's on Tom Kench. So I think they did see the need for a support.
So I actually am looking at the bans here
Where did you see
on
the
a stat
bans?
site.
Oh, on a stat site. Okay.
So it looks like from red side, the bans were Graves, Zed, Lissandra, Nami, and Silas. And so it looks like they targeted Ryan's Nami,
Who plays
assuming he would be
Silas?
support. I don't know who plays Silas.
I
And then
think I'm
the
the only
other,
person who plays Silas.
then from PHG side, the bans were Zaya, Ornn, Lux, Caitlyn, Jinx. So,
Huh.
who do you think won this draft overall?
Well, I don't think we can really speak to their team in the ban phase, but
Hmm.
the Ari Vel'Koz matchup cancels each other out, right?
It's pretty
If
even.
anything,
Yeah.
Ari can maybe kill Vel'Koz if she gets close enough, but Vel'Koz I think would have a very hard time killing Ari with Ari's ultimate.
Right.
Add in the addition, well, let's look lane by lane in the top lane. Mordekaiser, Shen. To
I think
me,
if Mordekaiser with
I
a
feel
slight
like Mordekaiser would win that.
Mhm.
In well, it'll be interesting because Ryan's such an objective-oriented jungler, but work as a champion will put a lot of pressure on him to secure objectives early.
Hmm.
Tom
So what I
Kench
really like
makes
is
lane very safe for Liam,
the bot lane is really safe.
right? But
But
at the same time,
same to be said with
Tristana Yumi
Tristana.
is a very safe bot lane.
Yeah. I don't think we'll see any bot lane action, unless they like. I think we'll see some trading, but I don't think we'll see any ganks or anything for a while. I think if you can influence the mid lane matchup, that'll be huge.
Right.
I think Vel'Koz is a champion that can definitely carry a
But
team
it
fight
can go
if he's
either
ahead.
way.
Yep.
Looking back to in-houses, Vel'Koz is a really easy champion to gank, especially when you're playing Warwick.
Mm-hmm.
I think something to pay attention to maybe later is at what point in this game does Liam buy an Executioners, if at all?
For the
Yes.
Yuumi and the Warwick and yeah.
Yes. He is not... I don't know if he'll deviate from his 3 items of Essence, Reefer, Infinity Edge, and Bloodthirster early.
Yeah.
But to
It'd be
me,
ideal.
that might be something I would buy right after Essence Reaver.
Yeah.
And
I do like the combo of the Mordekaiser Skarner. It pretty much forces a QSS buy out of the enemy AD.
Right, they have 2 options to use on the Warwick around objectives to try to secure the objective for themselves. They can either Mordekaiser ult him, and honestly, Mordekaiser v Warwick 1v1 would be okay. Like, you wouldn't just be sacrificing your Mordekaiser.
Yeah. So there is a cleanse here on the Vel'Koz. I wonder if he was thinking that would work on the Warwick ult. I don't believe it does. Could be a bit of a misstep there.
Well, he's leaning against Ari.
It's true.
There
He
is
can cleanse the charm. But what is it? Just the
fear.
charm, the Yuumi ult, and the taunt. That's all I'm seeing.
But that's a significant amount of CC to be able to dodge, considering he's one of the 2 like significant damage threats.
That's true. I might have opted toward the barrier though.
We're looking at mastery points.
Is there anything significant there?
No. On either side.
It's
No-
hard to give
no
the
one-
draft one way or another, not knowing the other team's players very well. But
That's correct. I think they came out of it okay, even with the Teemo ban. We talked about how Patrick should be playing a tank, and he's playing a very safe tank for Liam.
He's
Liam
got the
got one of
exhaust,
his
which is
2
good.
ADCs picks. Misfortune is someone who Liam can play well. Brennan has a comfort pick in Vel'Koz, and Evan got his Mordekaiser. So honestly, they came out pretty okay. It being the only thing I can see is, did you mention that was Kaisa bans?
Oh, I did not see. I don't
Okay.
think a Kai'Sa was banned.
Was
No,
Teemo bans?
I did not see a Teemo ban either.
Huh. That's interesting.
So it looks
to me,
like
that
they
would pick
had
Skarner over
higher
Teemo.
priority on the Skarner anyway.
I don't know. To me, they seem pretty set on playing Teemo before the game started.
I think they actually decided to go for the selfless pick, if you will, for the team.
That is true. But I don't think Teemo jungle, in this when Ryan's playing it, sacrifices any objective control.
See, I wonder if the Warwick was picked before, and so they said, I don't want to play Teemo into that.
It's possible.
I definitely give the edge in team fights overall to the Misfortune. I think it's just an easier to execute with the big AoE ultimate. And they have their front line to do it too, so.
Right, I'm trying to think of setup
only
for
threat-
an MF ult. It's not fantastic. If MF and Vel'Koz have to sit back and then team play an ult, that leaves very little in the way of what's happening along the front line. But we'll see.
Here we go.
Yeah.
So one interesting thing you do on the interface here is at the bottom left with interface visibility. You can click that and then enable objective timers. It's really cool. You can see Baron and dragons and whatnot.
Oh. Yeah. That's very nice. So I wonder, I'm going to leave on directed camera, and I wonder if that will, if the directed camera for both of us will be the same. But
I don't know.
I think between the 2 of us we can cover most parts on the map. So Ryan
Yeah.
has Predator, which is really fun, in all honesty.
See, I'm thinking that if you get a Skarner ult on this Ahri, their team fight's going to be stifled and the Misfortune's going to be untouched.
Yeah. I want the Tristana, either one. Because the other team has almost the same issue of consistent
Accessing
damage
Valon.
threats. Is really just Ari and Tristana.
Nothing too strange in the items here.
No. There's a deep word in between wolves and blue
Oh, I
buff.
see that.
But
I don't think that ward will catch Warwick if he goes
I don't believe
from...
so either. But
Actually, it might catch him if he goes from wolves through the lane.
but
But
no invades or anything happening early game. It's a standard clear.
it's a very cool Shen chroma.
Yeah. I'll have to rearrange my scoreboard. Hold on.
Looks like both bot lanes are trying really hard not to push here. Skarner going red to blue.
It's a Grump, yeah. It's the easy level 3 clear.
Mm-hmm.
Work went blue to wolves to red. And it's looking to go to Krugs now.
Early control ward actually, from the bot lane by the Yuumi there. I guess you're not going to need potions if you're just going to sit on the Tristana.
That's correct. So Skarner's backing.
He did get pretty
Very
low
early.
there.
Well, there's an Ignite from Ari.
He's going to pick up... Oh, he picks up his boots for a Predator. That makes sense.
That does make sense now that I think of it.
Predator sweeper, and he's ready to go. He's got control ward. Wonder if he's going to rush straight top. Or perhaps
so a brief
mid.
skirmish in the mid lane, with Ari coming out with a slight health advantage, but the loss of Summoner spell,
And Vel'Koz has the farm advantage for sure.
and he'll still have cleanse if he gets charmed again.
Mm-hmm. Looks like our junglers might meet here.
Perhaps.
Skarner's being sneaky here. He gets the
Skarner's
Predator.
looking mid.
He lands the
Charm,
Q.
and
He's
there's the
gonna
flash,
done.
and there's
Vel'Koz's combo's going to connect.
That is very
One auto I think
unfortunate.
would have done it, and he's just not going to get it. Warwick here pops his
Work
E.
with
He's
a
gonna flash in.
flash,
He gets the
that's
fear,
first
and he
blood.
gets first blood onto Skarner, and it looks like he could probably turn on this Vel'Koz, but Vel'Koz is not going to have any of that.
So War comes out with a 2 can't bleed and first blood.
So it looks like they just didn't have the damage to burn down the Ahri in time. It's not a whole lot of damage
Now,
on Skarner early.
I didn't see the very beginning of the gank, but it looked to me that there may have been a disconnect with how far back... Well, I suppose Vel'Koz was at low health beforehand, but he wasn't able to get all of it right away.
So perhaps if Vel'Koz committed his flash too, they would have just been able to burn him down.
Perhaps. I think so. But I think it was smart that he didn't flash after the fact, because work was right there.
Right. We're doing some counter jungling here too. So Warwick looking bot side here, but he's going to get spotted out in a ward, not going to find anything.
Right.
A little bit of a farm advantage.
All
bot
3
lane.
Phoenix full lanes have a farm advantage. Slight. More pronounced in the mid lane.
Right. But Ahri does have that assist, so this should be about even in gold. You press X to toggle the gold. Slight advantage to Vel'Koz.
Right. The
jungle difference.
I mean, the overall gold is about even. The first blood being cancelled out among the numerous farm advantages. 12 in the mid lane now.
Right now, the Warwick has a 2-level advantage over the Skarner.
Right. And that'll be important if they run into each other. But they've managed to stay clear.
I also know that this is the press the attack Warwick, which is a bit more common, but amongst the PHX squad, we're more used to seeing the Predator for some reason.
This Predator's more fun. Press the attack gets more consistent damage.
Okay, here's
Lots
a
of
regank
things in
onto
the
the
mid
Ahri.
lane, but she has level 6.
She's just going to ult out of there, yeah.
Right. And will he run into the work? Yeah, work's still a level above. Skarner has no flash, but he should be okay.
He's going to walk it out. So Ari forced to burn ult there. There's now without flash. There's always a possibility of Vel'Koz hitting 2 spell rotations and then ulting. There's always that possibility. I think both bot lanes are pretty content to just farm.
Yeah, Vel'Koz's ultimate is up. Can we see cooldowns on ultimates besides just the circle?
If you click on someone, you can see all their spell cooldowns.
Alright, so yeah, Brendan has a minute to work with here.
I think he can
Decides not to use the cleanse.
There's the ignite.
I would have thought that he would have been able to kill Ari there if he cleansed. That may be a byproduct of not remembering you have it. I'm certainly subject to that occasionally.
A lot of people don't know about the cleanse ignite interaction
Ignite,
as
but
well.
I was more talking about the charm because he would have been free to unleash his combo with no flash and no ultimate on the Ari.
Maybe he's respecting the Shen ultimate, which is available now too.
Possible.
Shen is actually taking Scuttle right now, while Warwick takes Drake. This is going to provide a lot of vision on the top side as well.
A solo kill to Vel'Koz. That was very well done. And additionally, being up 20 farm.
It's a lot of gold advantage there in the mid lane.
There's 3 pings from the Ari.
But red team is going to pick up the Ocean Drake here.
So we'll trade a kill.
And it looks like there's an Inferno up next. We'll have to see if either team places more priority on this Drake than the last one.
Between the farm and the kill, the gold difference in the mid lane is almost 600 now. 700, nearly.
So that could be
that's large.
That could be a pretty big carry point right there in the mid lane.
Yeah. Bot lane is as safe as we predicted, but Liam is farming well.
Mm-hmm. Skarner here could be getting caught.
There's the
Warwick ult. I don't think SonicBaka here might have to flash. Yeah, I think that's a good respect flash there. He's getting slowed by the red buff.
Now, the Mordekaiser ult was available there. I'm not sure what Ryan could have done, but I feel like that if Evan had Mordekaiser ulted the Warwick, perhaps he could win the 1v1 against Warwick, and Ryan could perhaps survive against the Shen.
That's true. I don't know that Mordekaiser would have killed the Warwick fast enough.
Perhaps not, but I think maybe another instance of maybe not remembering what's available. And honestly, in a top lane situation, you'd always think of using Warwick ult to not get a kill, right? Just a situational get the jungler out of the fight. So that'll be a Rift Herald to red side as well, in addition to their Drake.
That's pretty free for him too. There's not. He got a kill there. They got the kill there. They got the Rift Herald.
But in no lane do they seem to have a significant advantage. Bot lane is nearly always pushed in. Shen doesn't have their pushing capabilities, especially without buying a team mat. That's an early buy.
But you did go straight for the Spectre's Cow, yeah. That's a good magic resist item here against the very heavy magic resist team.
Right. But he will not have the wave clear to make using Rift Herald possible, even if there's a kill on Mordekaiser.
Ninja Tabby here coming out of the Warwick early. I'd have to question that a little bit, since it's really only 180.
A little bit, yeah. And well, he's run into Warwick a couple times, but yeah, I'm not really sure the logic behind that.
I think on that work, you'd want the Merc Treads against the Skarner stun
especially
and
the
Vel'Koz damage.
CC that, yeah.
So, Ryan has level 6 here on the Skarner. We're going to have to see if he goes anywhere.
And Predator.
It looks like red side's pushing in bot lane as well. He might be able to get a gank off here. There's vision. I wonder if he's going to try it. He's looking for the Predator? No, they're going to see him and back off.
Definitely spotted out on the river ward. Red side is pinging that this bush is worded, but it is not.
But yeah, you mentioned those farm leads. It's really starting to rack up in the mid lane and in the bot lane.
Yeah, it's now extended to over 30 in the mid lane. And there's very little vision for red team in and around the mid lane.
You can see also PHX getting an optimal back timer. Tristana just got her first back in.
Yeah, the farm lead is almost 30 in the bot lane as well.
Yeah.
Liam will hit 100 farm just around 11 minutes. That's very ideal.
Mm-hmm. Okay, bit of trading in the mid lane. There's the flash.
He still has cleanse.
Yep. So it looks like maybe he thought he could cleanse the Warrior Cult. I don't know. He flashed.
He did
but
not cleanse the Ari charm. I'm not convinced he
No.
is aware that. Oh, and there's a roam from.
Okay.
From
Misfortune's here.
Misfortune. There's Ari's flash.
Okay, they're gonna
And
force
so
out
that
both
Rift Herald
flashes.
won't get them anything. Not
So
a
it's a
bad
really good
idea.
roam here.
Yeah, that's a very good room. Not assisted by the Tom Kench ultimate even. Liam just ran up
Yeah.
the river.
So it looks like
Good
red
map
side
awareness.
had just backed, so blue team was able to make that roam, which is really good.
Yeah. But
Drake is spawning here in 40 seconds. Skarner's getting a flank here. I think they're gonna go for a play.
if
Okay,
he
they
can
caught
catch out
Yumi.
Yumi before he can attack. Yeah.
There's the Tom ult.
And there's a Channel
And
onto the
it's-
Yumi.
Okay, well they caught the
That is a
Tristana. They
very
just
nice.
put targets on them.
That
That was a
Wow.
very good misfortune ult. They got the whole charge off on
Yeah.
Yumi. There's the flash from Tom Kench. I'm not sure that's gonna do it. Shen here's how force the flash as
There's
well.
lots of
Exhaust launcher.
flashes.
It's a lot of damage. He's eaten up, and I think they're both gonna go down. Nope, they're
And
gonna.
there's the
Okay,
kill.
the
Yeah.
tongue lash takes him, but
Wow.
okay, the heal comes out there to save Skarner. Very well played there.
Right.
Warwick is in the bot side here. I think he's gonna try and make a. No, that would not be a wise. He's gonna look for the Drake instead, I believe.
Oh, watch Tristana flash, but she's backing in a. Yeah, that's.
Ooh,
That's a
That's
very
a nice play
arrogant,
there.
very arrogant backing on that part of Tristana.
So that was a really good play overall for
Yeah.
red.
You turn
blue
out,
side, I
blue
think
side,
they
you turn
got
out, what is it?
three
4 for none?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 4 for none.
Warwick is going to pick up the second Drake here, but I think that blue side will be pretty happy with their gold lead right now, 3K.
Right. That's a. Essentially, they pulled off what they needed to do. Like Yumi, before she could attach to Tristana, she got Skarner ulted and still couldn't attach to Tristana. Even with the Shen ult, Yumi's base health is not high. So.
You
So-
see a gold lead starting to 300 gold lead in the top lane too now. As a result of that, Mordekaiser's just able to free farm, and he should get the optimal back off here
Look
too.
at the gold difference in the bottom lane.
Yeah, they have all the gold on the right people here.
Sure. Yeah, you gotta feel
kills,
pretty good
yes, yes.
with Liam farming well and with 2 kills. He'll have an Essence Fever. So now we'll see. Will he buy an Executioner's next? I say no.
I mean, with
I
the Yumi Tristana kind of far behind, you have to wonder if
The healing still
you can be able
matters,
to
though.
kind of one-shot them first, though.
Healing still matters,
It's true.
especially against Warwick too in the late game. Now that sometimes that's Warwick hasn't been bought a whole lot, so you might not be present in your initial thinking, but I still think something that's definitely relevant and should.
So what's interesting to me now is that the junglers are equal level.
Yeah, right, and the farm isn't as pronounced as it was. So, and again, that goes back into some of the mindsets you were talking about earlier. Ryan's much better at playing from behind than Liam or Brendan are. And there's the suppression, and there's not a whole
Nice.
lot you can do about that if you're an Ari. Even with the
Turtle
even
charge.
with the ultimate, it's very
Not
well
going to get
done.
him to safety. Nice.
There is the
No sums committed there from either side.
Right.
It's just a nice clean kill.
assets of a Skarner jungler.
So we do see a mountain rift here. Those resistances would look good on the Shen, or also on the Mordekaiser's Skarner. I think that PHX might actually start playing for these Drakes now. They have a winning bot side, a strongly winning bot side, so I
And
think they should start playing for
There
these.
causes ults it
Oh,
again.
mid
That was
side
a very
looks like
very nice, but I don't think he'll be able to. Oh, he does have
there's the
cleanse.
cleanse
That was
from
very
here.
nice.
Okay, bot side's here. Okay,
They
well, Tom
should
Kench is not
be-
going to get there in time to save him, but they should be
but
able to
they
trade
should
this
be able
over
to
and
trade
get
it,
the double
yeah.
buffs. Very nice. Tom Kench, he could have stolen that, but he chose not to. Very nice. He gets a red buff onto the Misfortune. It's really important. Misfortune might be able to take this by himself, by the way, against the Yumi Tristana.
Skarner's looking to take the second Rift Herald. Red side has vision, but the work is dead. Shen and Arya are
Okay.
coming up.
Definitely think they're going to pick this up. There's no Vel'Koz here, though. Vel'Koz has died,
That is
so
true.
it is a 2v2
There's the
with
taunt.
jungler mid. Okay, I'm not sure who picked that up.
I'm.
It
yeah,
looks like Skarner's still going to pick that up. Mordekaiser ult
Skarner?
is onto the Skarner, or is onto the Shen.
yeah.
Ari, Skarner's juking away from the Ari. He survives. Mordekaiser is able to take this fight. I don't think he had a flash there. I think he could have taken that fight. Warwick looks like he's running straight
I'd
here,
be
but I don't
inclined
think
to
they're
agree.
not anything. So I don't think it was a necessary flash there, but it was a respect. He has the Leandries. He probably could have taken that. But with Skarner on the way there, I understand that's a respect. It looks like Tristana's just picked off in the bot side with a Misfortune.
On the bot side, the Misfortune ult was used. Tristana ult was used, but to stop the Misfortune ult, but it was still too late. The Tristana didn't seem to be doing any damage.
That's a really interesting
And that's
ward.
where
Half he went between 2 towers.
That's where the item difference in the bot lane shows. Caught on a
Oh,
vision,
Orc here
work.
just gonna
Yeah,
die for a
wow.
ward. So he actually went through top lane Tribush and walked like away from tier 1 to towards the tier 2 and back through up and across the controller there. I'm not really sure what he was doing or where he was going. I think he was looking for someone low health, but I'm not exactly sure.
So even with the early setbacks, Phoenix Soul Squad has to be feeling pretty good about where they have their gold.
Yeah, it seems like the Warwick was effective early game, but now he's just being a bit too bloodthirsty and just kind of trading, and we're just dying, and that's not really worth. Gold lead is 6k at this point. 16 minutes. That's pretty strong. We'll have to see if they can continue to snowball, or if the red team will actually try and mitigate some of that.
Now, an interesting choice. Ari has built in Hextech GLP as her first item, which is perfectly normal. But she has Electrocute, and not Glacial Augment. Which...
Now, I know that is a viable option for some mid laners, or even when they're playing bot lane like Syndra.
With no vision, the Skarner... It's fighting the Work, but Work can no longer burst down Skarner as he once did.
Okay. Looks like they're just caught out there. Okay, he's going to ult away with the Shen ult as well. He's going to make it out.
Yeah. Wow, so that's 2 important ultimates that were lost.
Yeah, so there's not a lot of engage left now on the red side. But Vel'Kai's ult was burned as well, but with Vel'Kai sitting on a Ludens, and he's pretty strong. Okay. Flash from Misfortune there out of respect for the blue smite.
Oh, it's an interesting to see. You can see it very easily that Work has no MR.
Yeah.
And so Vel'Kai
is getting
melted
by the Vel'Kais. Especially that true damage proc.
So with all this happening mid, you can see Mordekaiser, alone.
Yep. He still has TP though, so this is really smart. Shen came down with the ultimate, so that's why he's there.
Even in the 5v4, I'm not fully convinced that they can make a significant challenge.
Yeah, one big Misfortune ult here could mean a lot of damage, and Vel'Kais is doing a really good job poking them out, zoning them away. It looks like that Drake's going to go over. Tristana's in an awkward spot. She's going to jump over the wall right now. Misfortune's zooming at her. She's forced to flash. No one's going to flash to follow that. Okay. I think they're going to be able to get this mid tower even with them all there. If they all walk up together. Okay, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think. Okay, so there's a charm there onto the Tom Kench, but they still get the tower. Taunt onto the Tom Kench. It's not very big. Big Misfortune ult. Pops Yuumi.
Wow.
Zen is going to die despite flashing. It's a double for Misfortune, and Vel'Kai picks up one as well. Meanwhile, Mordekai's still just farming in the top lane, so that's pretty crazy.
Well, they're winning this. He's needed.
That was a 3v5 pretty much there in the mid lane, and they got the tower and they got 3 kills.
They committed a lot of resources on a Tom Kench pick, but it wasn't really a pick, considering that everyone was still there. And so now you have a 70 farm difference in the bot lane with 6 kills on the side of... Wow. That's over 4,000 golds.
Yeah, Misfortune has almost double the gold. Tristana here, she says 2 level lead.
Full 2 items.
Yep.
Tristana has not a single item. Fully completed item.
So yeah, like you said, they committed all their CC, the charm, and the taunt from Shen. They committed all of it onto the Tom Kench, and all he did was just pop his shield and just kind of go in after the tower died. So that was kind of poorly done. And you saw Shen had flash even at the end, so you can't help but wonder if he should have tried a flash taunt play perhaps onto the Misfortune. Misfortune got off the whole ultimate out there again, I believe, too.
He chose to taunt the Tom Kench. Yeah.
If you're red side, you have to be heads up enough to know they have Misfortune ult. We gotta save some amount of CC to stop it, you know? Okay, there's looks like a 2v2 here in the top side. This is weird. Okay, ultimate onto
I don't know if the damage is there to follow it up, and it's not. No, now Vel'Kai arrived and they're caught out.
Auto attack blocking. It looks like there's 3 against 2 now here. The ultimate's going to come down. Shen is getting melted, and
there's another double kill to Liam. Yeah,
that's a lot of damage.
That's another instance of was not a bad idea, but in practice, once the Warwick ult landed on the Misfortune, they didn't have the damage to follow.
Ari ult's forced out there in the mid lane too, just by the Skarner Predator. Skarner's pathing topside here. It looks like they're going for an early Baron. And honestly, you can't fault them for this decision. They just lost. Red team just lost their jungler as well as the Shen.
Misfortune ultimate's still up.
Bot lane. So,
looking at pings from red team side, they don't even know.
No.
Or there hasn't been
okay, Vel'Kai might have given it away, but honestly, Vel'Kai's damage.
Honestly, you don't expect Baron to be taken at 20 minutes.
Yeah. It's a 10k gold lead now. 11K.
That's a really nice Baron pickup.
Okay, there's a lot of golden inventories right now. 1,000 on both the carries, almost 2,000 on Misfortune. They should definitely be resetting, I believe. but pushing some waves first. I understand that. Tristana's going to get some alone time, maybe with his tower, but I don't think it'll be enough to take it down. I think the pressure will start to mount from this Baron push. So there's still a lot of outer towers left right now. Right now, I'd like to see just a 4-1 or something like that, and try and clean up some of these outer towers.
And gets the Tristana ult out.
Hmm.
Nearly the Tahm Kench.
He's a tanky boy too. He's the Randuin, or he's the Crucible, which is really good for cleansing that CC. I believe he can cleanse the Warwick suppression off of people with that, as well as the Devour. I mean, it's just such a safe pick here for that enables the Vel'Koz and Misfortune to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shen taking away the Krugs here on top side.
There are 2 wards sitting in Ahri's inventory. Feels bad.
So you also look at the supports, where the Tahm Kench has 3 times the vision score of the Yuumi.
Yeah, that's significant.
And if you look at the top side right now, there's 3 control wards from the blue side and top side jungle. So that's what enabled them to do that Baron.
The next dragon is up in just under a minute.
Looks like they're going to try and get a pick here on the bot lane. Who are really far pushed up. There's a flash from Warwick. He's not going to connect.
Ahri should be out okay.
She's forced to flash and ult though. The flash from Warwick is forced out there in the bot lane too. Yeah, they can't chase the Tristana Yuumi Warwick can't kill the Misfortune with his Mikhails and a Tahm Kench there.
And with these Baron minions, the wave clear just isn't there.
Yeah, the Ignite comes out onto the Skarner from Ahri. That seems like the only damage she's going to do to him today. And it looks like they're grouping for this Drake. So they got two outer towers there, which is what we want to see, some outer towers taken. I can't tell the Baron present timer, but Mordekaiser I think would be more effective here at just staying top lane, especially since all of red team except for Shen is going to try and respond here.
Oh, I suppose they might want him around for in the case where they would need to ult the Warwick out.
Yeah, I guess, or if Shen ulted, then you wouldn't want to have to TP. Okay, Charm there onto Skarner, Electrocute's proc, but it's not going to match much.
Though, even with the full rotation of spells. Well, you have reduced damage from building the slow builds, and Ryan's first item was the Gargoyle Stone Plate. So
he's the guy who just wants to run in there, pop the stone plate, and grab a carry. Shen here is on the side. He's not in vision. He looks like he might try for some sort of big taunt play. He does have flash available. If he's they gotta pull the trigger soon. So Baron is off now. But it looks like blue team is still pretty comfortable bullying red team. Okay, Warwick engaged there with a Yuumi ult
and a Shen ult. There is a large.
That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage from Misfortune and Vel'Koz.
That's a lot of damage. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a suppression there at the end.
Wow.
They already looks like 2 goes down for red side.
Nothing.
That honestly is a miracle there that they weren't aced, and that could have been game.
But you're right though. They had to do something. Right. They couldn't.
So right there, the biggest thing I would note is that Mordekaiser still has ulti. If he had ulted maybe the Tristana or try to get the Yuumi in between transitioning, or the Shen, they could have gotten 3 kills there and then maybe gotten a Nexus tower or 2. In the end, it's not a big deal, but I think I haven't seen that Mordekaiser ult come out nearly enough. I think he's not really flexing the power of the pick.
Right. Yeah, with the Tahm Kench and Skarner, Vel'Koz and Misfortune are both free to use their ultimates, and that was at the same time. That is a lot of damage from 2 different sources coming down at once. There's not a whole lot you can do about that.
We just saw the Ahri Charm come out onto the Skarner, and same with the taunt. It wasn't really hitting anyone except for the front line. So I think Tristana here, with just hitting her Infinity Edge here, her attack range is not even that great. That she can hit the back line. So pretty big gold lead, 12k. Blue team really just needs to 4-1 here, I think, to win. Send your Mordekaiser top. He's really strong. He could probably win a 1v2 with the ultimate.
They should focus up the bot lane too. I think this is where, even with now, their lead seems to be quite significant, but a mistake a lot of teams make is they've taken the mid inhibitor. And
what do they do?
Yeah, they'll keep
They're
pushing
still
up mid.
walking
They're
up
still
mid.
walking up
There's
mid.
nothing mid for you. Yeah.
Even though there's waves pushing on both top and bot.
Warwick will not going to connect there. A little bit of damage on Warwick, but Yumi's going to heal most of that up. Charm connects only onto Tom Kench. The GLP doesn't amount to anything. Vel'Koz poke is a little bit right now. He does have the morals, so it's going to reduce some of that healing, like you said. We do see that Misfortune did rush the triple BF sword build, and she is just doing tons of damage right now, so you can't really fault that. But like you said, the healing build might have been more effective overall.
Well, I mean, I think you're also right in the case where they might be far enough ahead that it doesn't matter. On there is the rotation you'd like to see to bot.
Tom Kenchel. Yep. The wave is coming up. This is Yuumi ult, so they missed. They're down Yuumi ult. They're down. Okay, taunt there onto the. Okay, Mordekaiser pulls Ari through the wall. It's not going to amount to anything.
I also agree with you, and I think Evan should be top.
Okay, Vel'Koz poke here is actually significant. Tristana almost goes down, and Ari goes down to half HP. And so does... Okay, another taunt there onto the Mordekaiser. He goes down to half HP as well.
They have the...
rotation.
Red team has the engage tools. They just don't have the damage to follow.
Yeah. Taunt there, or Charm there, not going to connect. Yumi's doing her best to try and heal his people up, but again, with the Vel'Koz poke with the Morals, it's doing a lot to mitigate that. Yeah, I think they're just going to get inhib here. I don't think the red team can stand a fight. Whereas I think the blue team could take 2 fights before they have to back here, so...
Whoa, that's
okay.
lots of
that's
damage
a lot of damage
from Misfortune.
Yep. That's the triple BF wonder right there.
It's good to see Liam was able to balance both fighting and farming. And he has not died yet.
He's got pretty good farm, you know.
Which is, you know, helped by a Tom Kench, but also I haven't seen him in situations where he shouldn't be.
Misfortune pick is also really strong right now. I'm glad they decided to go for that. It looks like they're going to try and get a triple mountain or maybe a baron here or something to close it out. I'm not sure that's necessary, but just trying to play the clean game, not trying to throw is understandable.
Yeah, that's very mature.
Again, with the split thing, I think Mordekaiser could have gotten a tower or two, maybe an inhib top there. But
red team tries to surrender. Vote fails 1-4.
Ooh, I wonder. We're definitely probably seeing some tilt there on that side.
I'm sure.
Okay, so it looks like they're just going to face check. Mordekaiser pulls in a few. Mordekaiser ult's still not coming out. Skarner gets the pullback.
Their Tristana and their Ari weren't there, and they won't be able to pick anything up.
So maybe they thought the blue team was already on Drake or just going for Drake.
Perhaps. But again, like their 2 damage sources weren't there. So
yeah, so there's 3 kills down. Ari and Tristana just trying to fumble around trying to clear Supermans, but this is a 1-item Tristana and a 1-item Ari. That's not going to be very great. Okay, we see the Tom Kench ult. I like this aggression. Immediate flash heal out of Tristana, and Ari is ulting away as well. I think they're going to go for the end here. They have 2 lanes of Supermans.
I think they can.
And there's 14 seconds on the Shen. He should be up in time to defend. But again, their wave clear is not great at all.
Shen doesn't have TM. No? Yeah.
There's a TP. He's just TPing to save the minion. That's interesting. Okay, Charm lands onto Skarner, but he's so tanky, he's okay. He still has Stone Play as well. I don't know if he's activated that at all yet, but I don't know if he needs to. Okay, so we see an attempt onto Vel'Koz. He's going to cleanse and he's going to walk away. Nice pull. Yuumi takes a bit of damage. She's out of the thing. Looks like Tom Kench is just kind of dueling with the Shen and the Ari here. He's not going to go down though. Okay,
all in all,
okay, Ari whips up
a very clean win from the Phoenixville squad, even with very early disadvantages in mid lane and the jungle.
Ooh, Vel'Koz ult there. Good Shen taunt actually stops that one.
Liam gives up his perfect game on the Nexus.
Feels bad.
13-1 and 7.
Shen's not going to go down, but he can't stop the ward.
Yeah, that's very convincing.
That's a pretty clean game.
That's a very clean game.
There's definitely some things. So it's obviously a 2-way game. It's not just one team's actions, right? It's a push and pull. So while there's definitely a lot that blue team did well there, there's definitely a lot of the red team just kind of threw themselves at the blue team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of instances where you would have liked to see a more coordinated engage.
Alright, and we are live. This is game 2 of the Freljord Cup, I believe.
Okay. So first of all, I will note drafts are a little bit different than it was last game. We do see that the enemy team here did end up banning Mordekaiser, Vel'Koz, Tom Kench, Nami, and Jhin. So 3 of those really strong picks from last game. That's why we see the different picks here in the Garen, the Kassadin, and the Janna.
They stuck with the Skarner, which I think is smart, even if they're not banning Tina.
We might see some more aggressive plays in the bot lane here. There's a Leona. Jinx, I think that's a pretty aggressive lane.
Yeah. And the Janet, well, the Janet is a good pick to protect Liam, though perhaps Liam might have a harder time this game getting those ults off uninterrupted.
Yeah, like you said, there's a lot more CC now on the red side here. We also see an aggressive jungler. Any early plays, Kassadin I know is really vulnerable early, pre-6. So I hope Brendan will play safe on that and just try and get to that mid to late game power spike.
It's the Kassa win condition.
Yeah.
This is what they call it.
Although Orianna as well is pretty good late. You can stall out with wave clear and then just look for those big ultimates.
Red side has some, I don't know what side they're on yet, but they have some good team fighting.
Yeah, for sure. There's 3 big AoE ultimates there with the Leona, the Orianna, and the Malphite.
Yeah.
Although I think overall I'd probably give the scaling edge to the PHX squad here. I think Garen has a slight edge in the Garen Malphite lane as well. Although I wouldn't put a significant advantage there, but I think there's some advantage.
Yeah, I agree.
Looks like there's nothing too crazy out for runes or summoners. Enemy team is, they have 4 silvers, 1 bronze, 1. There's nothing too crazy there. It looks like the Leona's the Thresh player, so they ended up banning Thresh.
Makes sense. It was a very resounding win in game 1 from the Phoenix squad. I think a lot of it had to do with the early setbacks were on the right person. I feel like a lot of the weaknesses they have aren't exposed if they do well early.
Yeah.
Right, I think the most glaring weaknesses are playing from behind and when it's close, objective shot calling. But neither of those happened to be an issue because they were ahead and never had to face that. So maybe in these games where the teams start to get better, we'll see. We'll maybe see their toughness tested a little bit.
Yeah, I think also with last game's draft, we saw a very clear goal. The only real damage threats there are coming out of, well, for the most part, the main damage threats are coming out of the mid and ADC. Very similar thing here for PHX. They have a very clear goal with their draft, it's just to get the ADC and the mid laner strong. Other team has a bit more win conditions, though. You could have a strong Orianna, you could try and snowball at least early, or Jinx. So there's a bit more leniency with what kind of path they're trying to take there to win.
Right.
So the onus is really here on the Elise, I think. The Elise Leona to try and find early game plays to shut down blue team comp.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Win condition wise, I think for red side, they're going to want to get out of laning phase and into some fights over early objective control. I think they have a very strong team fight setup, especially when they hit level 6.
Yeah.
Whereas
Janna Misfortune, they're trying to lane and just maybe get a gold lead, and that's pretty much
on blue side, they're much more oriented towards picks, especially of Kassadin and the Skarner.
Nothing too crazy here. Looks like Malphite warded near the red, and there's a blue ward in the pixel brush. Nothing too crazy for items either. Dark Seal on the Kassadin.
It's less for the assumption that he'll scale and more for the pots.
Oh yeah, the extra regeneration there.
It's going to be an early back for Corrupting Pot.
I like that.
And it's always there if you do start. It's a snowball. So I rarely see Medjai's come out on Kassadin. he'll get bullied pretty hard in the early game, which is why those pots really help.
Yeah.
Oh,
A little
Liam
bit of
has hit a new
trading.
milestone on 2-for-1 specials.
Yeah, 60. 60 factorial. It's great GUI there. A little bit of trading in all the lanes. I feel like Oriana should be able to
Bully
poke out
Cassidy
Kassadin
pretty
early.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does have the fleet, and that's notable. And like you said, the
That will
double
help.
potion, increased healing. So overall, that should be good. As well as double healing from Domination Tree there. Kassadin does have the TP versus Oriana's Ignite, so a bit more, again, a bit more aggressive laning spell there.
Right.
Double exhaust with supports and heals with ADs, that's pretty standard as well now. Although you might wonder if the Ignite might have been more effective in the Leona lane. Although it doesn't look like she's going for any level 2 all-ins. Just respecting that Jenna, the shield, I guess, and the NATO to dissuade some of that action. Skarner with the same clear path,
Same
it looks
early
like,
back,
into
right?
the Predator sweeper. I think that's fairly standard for
He
Predator
took one more
junglers.
top this time. He took Wolves.
Yeah. And he actually came out healthier than he did before, I think.
Yeah.
So he and Elise are even. Elise might be looking for an early action here, but she's spotted out on this ward,
Right.
which prompts Garen towards the river as well, so he knows if Elise comes topside.
To be
Garen's wave is
completely honest,
pushing
I
in.
think that's something where Elise was spotted out. I think if Kassadin and Garen had both collapsed, they could have maybe looked for some early action, but
I don't know. They
There's
would have been in a
nothing wrong with-
2v3 though.
Skarner would have been there.
Okay, so Skarner's going for the early.
Predator gank, but
Okay, he gets the stun off. I don't
gets
think
the
there's enough
flash.
damage here.
I don't think there was necessary for the flash. Yeah, Kassadin early
Yeah.
game doesn't put out a whole lot of damage or a ton of CC.
I
So
think he only got off the Q and the force pulse there, so there wasn't a whole lot of damage. Yeah, he didn't even get into auto range with Kassadin, so. But blew the flash of the Oriana nonetheless.
that'll make an
just
easy
gonna play a little
regank.
bit safer.
if need be.
Yeah. So at least they're throwing out the cocoon, not going to connect. The Spiderling does land, but with blue side having the push here in bot lane, Skarner's just going to be able to get down there safely. Bit of trading the top side. We saw Garen using that spin, the judgment there, to spin away from the Malphite. You can't help but wonder if he stuck on him with Conquer, if he might have been able to burn him down. But Malphite's trying to take short trades with Grasp and just get his shield back.
When he got all 3 charges of the corrupting put out.
Yeah. Garen passive regen
He's
doing
fighting
a lot.
in the minion wave though, and will come
That's
out
true.
definitely worse for wear.
He did have the health advantage there initially, but then he lost it. You can see he's also down a couple of CS there.
People always underestimate early minions.
Yeah. He did tell his pot though, so with his passive and that pot and the Doran's shield, he's going to be able to heal up most of the way, I think, here.
Yeah.
In the mid lane, Oriana's almost out of mana. Kassadin with his W has a lot of really great sustain early with mana. And level 6 is about to come out here on the mid lane. There's Oriana versus Oriana no flash versus a Kassadin. There could be some action, but I don't think he'll go for any 1v1s here. Farm is just about even on the map, aside from that
It's a little bit of difference top.
Yeah. Other than that, it's a pretty even map state. The first Drake is an Infernal. Both junglers are topside right now, but I wonder if after Elise's first reset here, if she'll try and play for some bot.
You have
side
to question the Elise a little bit. All 3 lanes have been. Is she gonna execute? Yeah. That's
No way. Okay,
That's not ideal.
That's a tilter.
I was saying you have to be a little skeptical of Elise's early game ganking capabilities, and all 3 Phoenix lanes were pushed up. Have been the entire
Yeah.
game. She hasn't
Yeah, I
attempted
know.
anything. And
Completely agree. The biggest one I'd point at is the mid lane, the Kassadin without ultimate pre-6. If you're pushed, the Oriana was under tower. I mean, if you're picking this Elise, you have to know what she's capable of. You know, you have to realize that her strength is this early game ganking potential, and that she's going to be very, very only a little bit of relevance when Skarner and her are both a couple of levels older now.
Right. On the flip side, with the early Orianna flash, you have a 5-minute window to take advantage of that flash, as Orianna has very little mobility afterwards. And
Yeah.
Brendan took that time, wave management-wise. He's been pushed in under Orianna's tower, which makes it pretty hard for Skarner to come back. So
Yeah, you
nothing,
think that
nothing bad happened there, but you have to wonder the what if.
Yeah. Well, that's just like last game. It was a pretty good win overall, but we saw little things here and there where the PHX squad could have improved.
Right, it might make more of a difference in closer games.
Yeah. And that could be what we're seeing here. One thing I'll note here is that there's no early jungle disadvantage for Skarner, whereas there was a pretty big one with Warwick just able to power farm really hard. But I think if Skarner goes even with Elise here, that's Skarner favored. So I think that's one thing to note there.
I'm also curious, so it looks like Evan will be building Trinity Force, but instead of waiting some more golds, he bought the Sheen first instead of the Phage, which is often what you want to take as the first component, just for the movement speed, honestly.
Well, that's going to be helpful in farming. You see the Malphite with the Sheen here as well. He's probably building towards that Glacial Frozen Mallet, I think. No, not Frozen Mallet, the Frozen Fist with the armor. But it looks like they're both just going to be kind of setting up your farming. Yeah, Iceborne. So Garen has a bit.
Leona
I think.
flash for flash.
Yeah. Pat just going to slip his way out of that one. Ori is here,
Elise
but
is here too.
Okay, I don't know if they're going to get anything out of this. It looks like just a trade of sums. Okay, both teams are here. Skarner not quite level 6. Casson is level 6. He's a blue buff in a tier.
Whiffed Orianna ult.
Orianna still has no flash. It's about to come off
cooldown.
cooldown. It's about to come off cooldown. Okay, Skarner flashes into First Blood. Casson's over the wall. A little bit of miscommunication there. At least flashes over the wall. Good misfortunal. Not quite going to get. At least she gets Blast Cone to safety. Heal comes out really late out of Jinx. I don't think that was necessary.
No, and so that's First Blood onto the Skarner. You have... Okay, I'm not sure if I saw everything correctly. Is there any reason why the Casson didn't flash over the wall? And then immediately ulted back. He flashed over and then immediately ulted back to the river.
Yeah, he was trying to kill the Elise. I think he was trying to get the jump on her. But she,
Or the Orianna. The Orianna was already dead. Sorry.
So the Elise was, he assumed the Elise was going to flash over there sooner, but she just took forever. So yeah, if he had held his thumbs there, been a little bit more patient with that, he would have gotten the kill. I think he was trying to get the outplay, trying to get over there before she did.
Might go back to one of those little things you were talking about earlier.
An optimization, if you will.
Right.
But yeah, Leona ult was down.
You also have the one... Okay, so Orianna had flashed that entire thing, and she was the one who caught out.
Well, she did not have flash. It was just coming off.
Oh, no, just coming off cooldown.
I think
Alright.
Orianna... I think her flash was almost off of cooldown. Yeah, if they'd been able to stall out a little bit more, she might have been able to get over the wall and survive there too, but I don't know.
To me, she should have kept her ult closer, or her ball closer to herself. She completely missed her ultimate when Skarner ran at her and Cassidy ulted.
So yeah, we see a stronger early game mid jungle duo was not winning that, and that's really scary because the Cassidy now, he's got his catalyst, he's got his tier. He was content to scale before. He's content to fight now too, I think. So that's really not good for red team. And now he has a 10 CS lead, and a couple CS lead in the bot lane as well. So the next Drake is an ocean, which means that we either have a mountain or a cloud rift. It'd be interesting to see another mountain. Skarner lying in wait here. He's got the sweeper. He has Predator, he has Ultimate, and I think he's going to go for Orianna here. She does have Flash. Captain jumps forward, he pops the Predator.
There's an Ultimate.
Oh,
she should have flashed. Wow.
Okay, Skarner ult is down.
Late.
Yeah, there's no...
wait,
okay,
she gets
flashes.
up though.
Okay, Jinx ult's going to fly by. Garen is fighting Malphite on the top side. That's a pretty even trade. I think Malphite's out of Corrupting Pot, but Garen has his passive and he's chugging one pot, so I think they'll still be about even in health.
He also
in a
has a
couple
full
of
merc
seconds
shreds. In the bot lane, that is a very good Leona combo.
Ooh.
Good flash from the
heal
Jinx.
comes out.
Good flash from the Jinx.
Ulti's coming out of Misfortune. Okay, there's the Janna ult. She's gonna stay alive a little bit longer. She has no
Might
flash.
be a 1v1 trade. Liam's going
Okay.
for it. There's a flash.
He needs to. Okay, he needs to.
Wow,
stay on the jump.
Leona's still alive.
Okay, the double up there.
Wow.
No.
He's up a level.
Misfortune might win this.
Wow,
Misfortune
that was nice.
Okay, really close.
That was very
really
close.
right there.
It's one of those awkward moments where you just stand, stop kiting, and you just start autoing each other.
Yeah, I was going to criticize at first. Okay, Lisa's coming here. She's going to try and clean this one up. She does not have flash. She jumps to a spiderling. She whiffs the cocoon real hard, and she's just going to walk it out. Takes a lot of damage from the minion wave, and I think she's going to try and hold this for her team, maybe.
Another trade top lane, and I think Malphite could have ulted there and killed the Garen.
Ooh, that early armor is really paying dividends against just a Sheen Garen.
And the only reason Garen isn't losing harder is because he has full more treads.
So it's a really good build, really good for the Malphite here to build armor. However, you have to wonder in 10 minutes if the Cassidy is just going to one-shot this Malphite.
Right. And that's an early Rift Herald pickup for Skarner. Back, I wish we had instant replay, but back to the fight bot lane.
Oh, you could take it back.
The Misfortune flash after the Leona at first looked kind of questionable. After Janna had died, I mean, it turned out in the end. It's either way, so it's
there is no triumph on Misfortune. So if she was running triumph, I could say like, well, you're going to get the low health target dead first, so that you can get the triumph.
Right.
But then they ended up being the enemy bot lane ended up being in a perfect spot for the double up anyway, and Jinx ran out of mana obviously. So with the Misfortune slow, the zoning was strong enough that she could pick up the double there.
with no attack speed. I think Jinx had stayed in rocket form too long on single targets.
Yeah. Yeah, we see a
She's
couple
building.
of...
She's building a first item, Infinity Edge. So
Yeah. We've seen a couple of really spot... Okay, at least going for the lane gank here. Skarner is dropping the Rift Herald mid. I think getting these plates onto Cassidy is a great idea. At least looks like she's going to not try and lane gank now and instead try and go and defend mid.
They just missed the plates by like 3 seconds.
Oh, man. That's crazy. Okay, Malphite's roaming mid. Okay, everyone's going mid from the red team. Cassidy and Skarner. No, this back off. That was really good respect there from them. Not that they would have been able to catch the Cassidy anyway, but... So, yeah, like you said, early game jungler at least, not doing anything. Look at that, she has no assist, no kill.
And it's
Okay,
behind
ball
the
there.
farm. Even if you were to say
Yeah.
she would be power farming, there's a Leona ultimate, but nothing
Jinx
to
ult,
follow
Leona
up.
ult. So a lot of damage onto the Janna, but again, the Janna is not the priority target
They're
here.
engaging here. There's a teleport from the Malphite, not stopped by Garen.
Okay, Janna goes down. Skarner flashes, but
Watch
he's in the pace. Got
Malphite
nowhere to go.
here.
Garen's
There's
keeping
a really TP.
Okay, there's a Malphite ulti onto the Cassidy.
has
He's
to
gonna
flash
jump
over the wall.
and get away. Okay, so Garen
Another.
flashes
There's the
wall
Elise
immediately.
flash.
Oh,
over the
Elise
wall.
flashes the wall. She gets the cocoon. The Spiderling to slow. Orianna. Okay, Misfortune not
Alright.
going to connect onto
I think
anyone.
they'll have to
Elise goes over
give
the
up
wall.
the Drake. Yeah.
Yep, they're going to get the free ocean. So that's a 2 for 0. That was a really awkward positioning where the Skarner, it looked like he was greeting for his shrine. Really, he was just trying to get onto the shrine there, but yeah, with no vision in the top side, the Orianna was just kind of able to poke them down. Orianna with most of Eludens now, she should be able to complete that right here. But yeah, so they got poked down from the Orianna really hard. Janna was at about 45% HP before the ult started, and then she just got one-shot by the Jinx Leona combo. She wasn't even able to ult there, so...
Looking a little deeper at the teleport, so Malphite had the early jump, and Garen noticed and he followed the teleport, but Garen teleported to that blue ward inside of the pit instead of the control ward in the try. And so as soon as he landed, had to flash out.
Yeah. I can't help but wonder if it wouldn't have been more worthwhile for the team overall for Garen to have tried to flash Q, interrupt the TP from Malphite instead, maybe?
Malphite was teleporting out of the river bush with no vision.
Okay.
So he didn't... Garen wouldn't have noticed looking unless someone had noticed the teleport on the other end.
Yeah.
Which he did. It was just
But
happened
also,
a little late.
Garen TP was a little late there, but it's okay. But overall, we're 1 Drake to 1 Drake now, and gold is dead even, so it makes the game a little bit more interesting. Obviously, the Misfortune still has those 2 kills, and she
2 kills on
has...
Misfortune, but you also have 2 kills on Jinx.
Yeah, but the farm is even.
Farm is even across the board, pretty much.
It's a slight gold lead in the top side, but
so at 16 minutes, you know, I've been trying to remember what the gold lead was in the previous game, but you have to say this game is much closer at a similar time mark.
The gold lead was about 6k, I believe, at 16 minutes last game.
That's insane.
Yeah. But obviously we're not seeing the same bot lane snowball. Okay, Garen is not winning these trades. Obviously Malphite has the item completion already.
He has the full item.
Trinity Force is a really expensive item, so you really have to just sit and farm before you hit that power spike. The Rift Herald charged a lot of damage mid, but we're not seeing any towers felled yet. There's another Rift Herald up in 1:40. I wonder if there will be a contest for that. I can't help but feel that there will be.
Into this matchup, if I was playing Garen, I think I might have opted for a Black Cleaver instead of a Trinity.
Yeah, no, the armor shred against a Malphite would definitely prove helpful.
Yeah. Again, I haven't played Evan all that much, but I have not seen him build Black Cleaver on Garen before.
Mm.
And I'm interested to see if he'll build crit afterwards or opt for more tankier builds, considering that the blue side doesn't have any built-in tank in their comp. There's the Predator Skarner again. Oriana's flash is up, but she doesn't have to use it.
I choose not to go for the impale there.
They saw the Elise in the Malphite.
That's good respect there.
Yeah.
Malphite missing, you don't, and he's really strong right now. Okay, Garen here is pushed up. He might. Okay, he's not going to meet Malphite in the river quite yet. Oriana looking for a roam bot maybe. No, she's going to take the fruit for the mana regen, I believe.
Yeah, they certainly have vision of her, but not much you can do against Oriana.
Okay.
That's a lot of
that
CC.
Still gets caught by the ultimate.
Yeah.
Okay, so he had full vision there.
They had 2 control wards on the way down.
So they definitely knew she was there. He also just put the ward in the river bush there, but he still gets caught.
Yeah.
That's an unfortunate mistake.
That's just pretty, you know, he was out of range of the Leona E, but you have to respect the range of the ultimate.
Yeah. Well, I think the Jinx W there zoned him back into the Leona ult too. And it's a hard wall flash to make too, so. Big trades going down at the Cassidon here, but he has his Rod of Ages. He's just kind of waiting for it to stack up, as well as his tier, so. Tier's about halfway stacked there. But,
so Liam has informed us in Discord that 3 minutes from now he has a Karzi moment, meaning he's playing an ADC, and the Malphite ults him and he dies. So we'll have to look out for that. Slight spoiler alert to our view.
Rip. So we see Thornmail, Bramblevest, Bramblevest and Bombi Cinder there on the Malphite. He's going to be, unless Cassidon can get to him, he's going to be pretty untouched. But again, Cassidon's not going to want to hit the Malphite over the Oriana, over the Jinx, you know?
That is true. And so maybe the, lacking to build MR isn't the worst idea in the world. Looks like if no vision, Skarner should be able to take his second Rift Herald of the game.
Yeah.
And this is, again, where one of their strengths, Ryan's objective control, is really quite strong.
Yeah.
Even with a 6th stack Rod, the Cassidon's forced out of lane.
Yeah, well that's just
Skarner's getting clapped on here by Oriana and Malphite.
Okay, so his
should be okay, at least
back. He's gonna be forced to flash? No, he's not. Okay, Jinx ult is coming too. Okay, that was a strange Jinx ult. I'm not sure about that one. Mountain Drake is spawning here, and Skarner was just kind of forced out. Here's the Cassidon TP. I can't help but wonder if they're going to try and fight it for the Drake. I think you drop the Rift Herald mid for Skarner, or bot lane, and then just try and sneak the Drake or something.
That would be... yeah.
Okay, so Leona just backed. Oriana's backing there. She's backing on vision. Okay, she stopped her back. That could be big. Okay, Cocoon lands onto Cassidon.
Why are you trying to ult the Cassidon?
He misses the Oriana ult. Yeah,
There's a flash, aggressive flash from Jinx.
TP from Malphite.
Able to snipe the Janna.
Okay, yep. The Rift Herald's down there. I think red team's pathing towards... No, they're gonna go for the Drake. They ignore the Rift Herald.
No, Oriana's moving down. Oriana's moving down to the Rift Herald.
Yeah. Oriana covered. I don't know if they're getting anything out of the Rift either.
No, I don't think it's gonna hit the tower.
Yes,
it's down a member. Oh! There's...
Okay, nice smite steal there.
Nice
but he's in there. Okay, good misfortune ult.
And there's...
Okay, Malphite's over the wall. And
over the wall.
Spider's over the wall. Up goes the Spider. Down goes the Spider. Cassidon able to pick him off. Double flash here onto the... Oh, okay. Cassidon's kind of up the creek without a paddle. Here's got no team. And he's just gonna die there as well. Alright, so...
So, okay, that's a lot to unpack. So, the classic drop the Rift Herald in the lane, look for drag, is a strong play. And Ryan, I guess, didn't want to... Well, that makes sense. He already used the Rift Herald in the mid tower. But
I think he should have gone there again.
They didn't push in the bot lane wave beforehand, and so it never actually made it to the tower. Oriana had peeled off after missing her ult on the Cassidon, so her teamfight presence wasn't great. But she was able to come back for the end of it. I mean, the drag seal is very impressive. But and the misfortune ult was good.
But at what cost? You have to ask.
Once Malphite ults, and Skarner's dead, there is very little peel you have. Patrick had already been caught out.
just like all the other drag fates last game, in this game you have to look at the TP and what difference that makes, right? I think so. Garen saved his TP here. He opted instead to back and go for a training force, which is I don't think that'll even give him the edge in the laning phase.
No.
But aside from that, just having the 4v5 is really helpful down there.
Well, it was also a 4. Well, Patrick had already died,
Yeah.
which I once again must point out he's 0-4 at this point. Only 20 minutes into the game, he's been caught by the Leona a significant number of times now.
Right. And Jinx, she didn't do anything fantastic during laning phase, I dare say.
No.
But look, she's just kind of scaling up through these team fights, and
Has
she's
the farm
3-1
lead.
now.
Yeah.
Kassadin was doing really big damage there, but you can't go in 1v5 as a Kassadin there. There's just too much CC in this comp.
So that's the full length duration of the E from Garen, and it only just breaks Malphite's shield.
That
It's
did
a
not
lot
do a
of
lot
armor.
at all.
A lot of armor.
Yeah.
And misses the cannon minion.
Yeah, and
Well, does not know how to farm in the tower. That's okay.
yeah, Malphite's just I think he's gonna be untouched in these fights. I mean, obviously he's gonna have the misfortune and maybe the Garen hitting him and the Skarner,
Patrick
but
got caught again.
yeah.
That's
Oh,
wow.
that's I hate to see it.
That's really bad.
I can't help but wonder if there's a better champion. Like, I don't think he has a lot of familiarity. Okay, there's the ulti from Misfortune.
Oh,
Does not
wow.
quite do it.
Doesn't
Okay,
matter.
Orianna ulti. Leona's tanking,
Doesn't
and
matter.
that's just going to be the kill. That's got to be a tilter.
Yeah, it's a situation where you just can't getting caught like that. so many
I
times,
feel like there's
Leona.
So I would like the Kassadin pick. Brennan has executed it pretty well, but I don't know that it has the same like lane pressure and team fight presence as the Vel'Koz. With obviously just the
I agree.
long range power. So there could be some of that in terms of the range of Orianna
He
and
likes
like
you like the Kassadin lane matchup into the Orianna, but
right.
I mean, looking at it now, Orianna's 20 kills. Sorry, 20 farm and 4 kills. Up.
Yeah.
So
And then I think the other now it's easy to criticize the draft. But okay, some trading here in the top lane. Garen is spinning to win. He's not doing too much to the Malphite,
No.
but I think he's gonna walk away.
Malphite still has ultimate.
Yeah. Okay.
Get his shield back.
He's gonna get his shield back up. He does not take any damage from the tower shot. Garen is gonna be able to regen up some of that, but I don't think he'll be quite as healthy as Malphite. But I think the Janna pick is something we kind of have to question here. Patrick has played.
How
some
wide
support.
is Patrick's support champ pool now, besides Bard? And if he
Not
can't
very,
play
I think.
Tauntaun?
But
Like, he doesn't
if their
play
idea-
Leona. Doesn't play a lot of the tankier supports, actually.
So last game they
remember
had
playing Nautilus.
They had a very good 3 tanks comp with an AD damage dealer and an AP damage dealer. I feel like their draft is a little less clear this game, and that's a little bit harder.
I haven't
to
been
execute.
able to see what Evan's building after the Triforce.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough gold. Okay, he's back now at 1300. No, he's not. I bet he's gonna go for the Zeal, into the Shiv or something like that.
I
But
think
that's
a
just not really
mistake.
where you want to be.
I think that's a
Yeah.
mistake.
I definitely think it's a mistake as well. I think he should be going for a Sterix here, or even a Cleaver. You could probably go Trinity Cleaver
You
and just
can
have
now.
all
A
the
lot
senior.
of people are arguing that even with the wasted Phage passive, it doesn't matter. Oh no,
Yeah,
he
okay.
bought a Jarmus Fist.
Okay.
Looking to
I
build
guess-
Sterix.
Formed by his team there. That's good. That's a good heads up from him.
I still think the Black Cleaver is a better choice over Triforce, but
No, I agree. It's a bit
that's
tankier.
discussion
and
for
the
another
armor.
day.
So Jinx has her 2-item power spike now. She has the Runins. She's going to be able to dish out a lot of damage in these fights. Kassadin, if he can get onto this Jinx, that might be a game changer. But the Elise now, look at that. She has a Leandries. She has her Runic Echoes completed. Elise is going to be dishing out some serious damage too. If she can land her Cocoon,
Right.
that can be a game changer as well. There's a flash from Skarner. He's not quite going to get the Drake this time. Leona ult is down. Good
It's a
Misfortune ult is running out
good
a lot.
Misfortunal, but Leona took very
TP's
little
coming in.
damage.
Look at the TP. Okay, Skarner's dead. Kassadin forced to jump away. TP's interrupted from Malphite. Kassadin, I feel, is going to get out. Okay, flash forward from Leona is going to follow the Kassadin.
There's a nice
Done.
Orianna
Okay.
ultimate.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Kassadin going to go down despite the flash. Misfortune is coming down. I guess she just had to pass safely through the jungle so she wouldn't get caught there. She kind of got choked out there. Okay. This is a 4v2 scenario. If Elise hits the Cocoon, okay, the team's just forced to show that much respect to the red team, you know? 26 minutes here. That's a pretty big gold lead, 7k. Do
The
they have
top
the
lane
wave clear
matchup
here?
is so Oh,
Oh, nice.
forcing
Leona
the flash
E.
out of
Okay.
the misfortune. Looks like
Uh,
they're not leaving Leona. Oh, wow.
yeah, no, the Impale's not gonna come through there. I think they just thought Leona's too tanky. Okay, tower's gonna drop.
The red team
Uh,
has been layering their CC very well in these fights.
Yeah.
Not
So
overcommitting.
they
And-
get a free inhib tower, and there's 5 towers to 0.
The top lane pressure. So, okay, darkening back to team comp. Garen's building tankier now. But it won't matter if he's not in the fights, because he can't be. He has to match the Malphite, and it's on matchup he's not winning, but someone has to do it. And red team has proven that you can win team fights without the Malphite. So, I think that's just a matter where your tankiest member now in a fight is Skarner, which isn't your ideal.
Yeah, but look at his itemization too. He's having a really difficult time itemizing against this red team. Look at that. He's got the randoms to deal
Right, 'cause
with the Jinx.
Yeah,
But
5
look
kills
at
on both Orianna and Jinx.
yeah, look at the Morels and the Leandries though. Out of the AP, the mid jungle duo from the red team, they're going to be doing a lot of damage. They're going to be eating through a lot of that magic resist on Skarner.
Yeah, look at
Okay.
the Garen E's. Did
It's
not
not doing any
break
damage.
the
It didn't even
shields.
break the Malphite shield.
Did
Yeah.
not break the shield.
And he's got a Sunfire now as well. He's doing that bonus magic damage around him. Okay, it looks like Garen's gonna be able to run away with
There's
the
Predator
Q.
from Skarner. Looking to grab the
He
Jinx
has
here,
to get
but
onto the Jinx here.
that's 4 members of
He's gonna
red
get
team.
he's gonna get killed.
That's a good
He's just
Jan ult,
pushing down.
and there's the Malphite.
Good Jan ult.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's-
Malphite ult onto 3. Jinx ult takes down. Okay, double kill for the Jinx. Misfortune gets stunned, and she's just gonna go down as
Wow.
well. That is a
4 for
4
nothing.
0. Yep.
The Leona
It feels
pick
like
is looking
Malphite's
really
just
strong.
Yeah.
Shuts down Jan and Misfortune quite well. Liam couldn't get it.
Yeah.
Liam hasn't gotten a full ult off, really.
So
Which
the
isn't his
alternative.
fault. It's like, there's nothing much you can do. Besides,
So
yeah, I don't know.
yeah, I don't know how they play against that. So it feels like I believe they banned out this Leona player's Thresh. I think he was going to play Thresh, but instead they got the Leona, and you can't help if that's kind of a special. It's a benefit for them almost. I don't know if Thresh would have been able to make all
I'm
this happen.
surprised they turned to Janna. Was Tahm Kench banned?
Yes.
Oh, he
Yep.
was.
Same with the Vel'Koz and the Mordekaiser. Those are the 3 changes they made in their draft. Were
I'm
forced by
still
bans.
surprised that Janna was picked into Leona. I don't know if we don't know the draft order. I don't know if it was picked into Leona or not, but
Yeah. But like you
certainly a
said, I'm not
mismatch
sure
here.
what other supports would have come through for Pat here.
And this goes back to our earlier discussion about the
Shallow
rather
champ
limited
pools.
champ pools and their positions. Pat's a very versatile player, but not in any one position.
Hmm. Yeah, I would have liked to see the Bard personally. I think with the Temper Fate and with the stun and the healing, and even the tunnels, I think there's just a lot of obviously it's it's a champion that requires a lot of creativity, and I think Pat's capable of pulling that off. I know a lot of people criticize him for low-key troll plays on Bard sometimes, but I think at least the Q stun and the ultimate will be able to mitigate some of that engage.
Whiff on the Leona.
Yeah.
Though
This-
with Baron empowered minions and a mid lane push, they should have good control over this next Drake.
Yeah. 11k gold lead here, and we did see the mountain soul come out, which is crazy on Malphite. Look at this, he's got he's got 3 full armor items already, 4 if you count boots. He's already got a mega ton of armor right there. Yeah, he's sitting on 799 armor right now, and there's still room for 2 more. Okay,
The full
fight
bullet
mid.
time went
They
off.
get the shutdown onto the
Leona
Elise.
got the, shot down on the
Okay.
Orianna.
Orianna's dead. This could be the miracle
Shut
fight they
down
need.
on the
Jinx
Jinx.
got a ton of damage. Leona gets
Triple
the stun.
kill to
The
Misfortune.
4 kills right here. Okay,
All right,
3 kills.
that was
4 kills there.
4 kills. 4 from 9.
That was great.
That was a
So
very good
Malphite
team fight.
Malphite TP is just coming off a cooldown, so he didn't have that available. They're going to be able to take away this Drake, which is
Yeah.
big.
And that's some
Extra
important
kill
shutdown
attack.
gold.
Yeah. They get mid tower. That's the first tower of the game for them. But yeah, now the gold lead went down from 11k to about 7. So that's a really big comeback. They're back. I wouldn't say they're fully back in the game yet, but that's definitely going to help them a
The
lot.
kills went on to their Misfortune, so that's
And
certainly
one
good
on
to
the
see.
Caston. Yeah. Also, Caston has his 10 stacks now. He's got his Seraphs. He's going to be looking towards his Lich Bane now. He's going to get really strong. I feel like Red Team is itemizing really smart. Look at the build on Elise. She's got a Rylai's and a Leandry.
So as far as AP items go, safer ones, tankier ones.
Yeah.
While
I think she
certainly
knows
very
that.
helpful.
She's just trying. I think she knows now, or that build shows us that she realizes the utility that she brings and that she's not the primary damage, but she's probably still doing a ton of damage. Even from the Orianna, you see the second item Morals and the Zonias. And I
So
think
yeah,
that's
even with
really
leads,
good as
they're
well.
playing very smart in their itemization.
Yeah, and look at the Jinx. She's a Last Whisper. That's really only going to hit Skarner, but also is Garen if he ever gets to build armor. There's a triple item
Speaking
BF.
of armor, you want to look at the Malphite now.
Oh,
With a
he
Thorn
was
now
at
completed.
he's at 799. Yep. So there's still room for 2 more Mountain Drakes and a Mountain Soul in that. So yeah, I can't exactly predict the Malphite damage or armor what that's going to be, but I can assume we probably hit around 1,000 with another Drake and a couple more items. He does have an amplifying tome in his inventory, which is kind of interesting to me.
Looking at red side, you wonder why. So you wonder in that fight if Malphite had roamed from top lane.
Yeah.
It's not that far from where he was in top lane to mid lane, and you just let Garen push because you have the tower advantage significantly, and that fight would have looked a whole lot different if Malphite was there.
I agree. I think all of the other fights, what we're seeing is, well, obviously the utility that the Malphite brings with the Q slow and the ultimate. He could be getting caught now. I don't know if they're going to be able to kill him. Cassidy does a lot of damage to Malphite.
He still has ultimate?
He's running.
He
He
still
still
has
has ultimate.
ultimate?
Still has flash, yeah. I think he's going to walk it away. Okay,
Oh,
they're going
wow.
under tower.
No.
Oh, he doesn't get the ult. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So that
that's
was
a lot of-
a flaw we mentioned earlier with Malphite building straight armor. Okay, Cassidy might get caught here. I think he's going to get out safely. He's pretty slippery. Yeah, Malphite building full armor against a Kassadin is not going to be great. With a Lich Bane completed.
He should have ulted or flashed at some point earlier, but I don't think he expected to take that much damage.
Yeah.
It's like-
Oh, okay. There's the ultimate from Skarner right onto the Orianna. She gets the Zonias off. Really good. Misfortunate. It's going to chunk the
Wow.
red team significantly. Okay, nice gen ult. Really well executed team fight. It looks like Kassadin and Skarner are going to go down on the front line, but it looks like a full ace for the red team. That's really good. They're pinging the Baron. No jungler right now. I don't know if they have the damage with Garen and Misfortune. I think they are not going to end up taking it. Baron's not even up to another 48 seconds, so no.
Those are playing from behind. We've seen us 2 straight good team fights.
Yeah.
But I think
So the one-
again, in the common denominator is that Malphite wasn't in either of them. He wasn't there the first one, got caught out before the second one.
Yeah.
And
That's true.
really, that allows Misfortune to get her full ultimate off without any
So-
interruption.
So they brought the fight to Malphite, which is what I think they really needed to do.
Yes.
And recognizing that Kassadin can actually do damage to this big old tank is really important too.
I think another small mistake is that the last few fights, the Leona ult was used, but not on the Misfortune when she would turn to
Ooh.
ult. So
Yeah, that goes back to
No.
just like draft awareness. You have to know I gotta save 1 CC ability at least for this Misfortune, right?
right.
Stop the ult. It's a little bit of trigger happy on the Leona. Trigger happy Leona's good in laning phase, but
It was very
for
good
this-
early game. All the picks
fights.
on the Janna, but now, yeah, I can now
Yeah.
look at it more.
Need a little
It's-
bit more awareness. The Orianna almost survived the Arizonas. It was a really good fast fingers there from her, but did not end up saving her. I think the Malphite here is going for a Leandries, or something of that nature. Okay, blue team's pushing on the bot side. You're gonna get that tower. Okay, so really important here, Garen is on the bot side with the team. Malphite, if he's gonna join this fight, okay, he's gonna have
He's
to either
looking to
start
move
walking
down.
now or TP. Yeah, it looks like he's
They're all
moving down.
Leona's pinging the mountain Drake. This will be soul for
Ooh,
our squad if they can pick it up.
and that mountain shield could make a huge difference
A
against
very
this pick
large
comp.
difference. It'll give Liam some breathing room if he gets Malphite ulted.
Yeah, there's the Kassadin back. He has TP, but I think he's gonna make it out here in time. Red team trying to shove mid before this fight. That's important. But blue team has the wave pushing bot lane, I
Bot.
believe. Yeah. Doesn't
Red
look
team
like any
has
teams.
vision control though over the pit and the surrounding area.
Yeah, and they got there first. It's gonna be kind of hard to force their way in there, I think.
Right, Skarner's only way in is flash.
Ooh, someone's gonna face check. Oh no. Okay, so the cocoon with their whiffs, and now they know.
Right, but Skarner's not going to be able to get around that way. He's going to have to flash through the pit again. Which
Garen
he's
might-
done successfully, and one time
Yeah.
unsuccessfully, but they should pull it out.
Okay. Let's see if they. Okay.
Are they looking to bait it?
So Kassadin in the pit, another cocoon whiffs. Kassadin gets slowed by the Jinx W.
Malphite's up
Garen's
top.
fighting Malphite. They're all chasing Garen. This could be. They got them out of the choke.
They can
okay.
turn around.
So the choke point is really good for the red
should
team
be
because
able
they
to
have all
take
these
it fast
big AoE
enough.
ults.
There's the Skarner steals it
Flash
for the
gets
soul.
the Mountain Shield is there.
Oh,
Big misfortune.
but there's the Malphite ultimate onto the...
Okay, the QSS. I'm not sure what that QSS. Janna ult is there. They're not able to kill the Malphite, but they're winning on the other side of the
rest
fight.
of the fight.
Orianna flashes. The Garen ult is going to pick him up. So they're still alive.
And
Yeah,
Malphite
Janna,
looks like he's going to die
Misfortune is
here.
able to do this somehow. They're able to do that somehow.
Oh,
No, if Janna lives here,
there's
this is
an
huge.
ace. That's a 5
Okay.
for none.
So-
Wow, what? That's a large throw. But
Yeah,
good on
so,
Ryan. He's gone 2 for 3 and flashing into the pit to steal Drakes.
Yeah, that was a
It's quite
great smite.
impressive. So it looks like
Um,
Cassidy will push up mid. They're going to Baron.
So the misfortune was really big again over the wall. So this time, so it was very similar setup to actually the last couple of times, where the misfortune is outside the Drake pit. Everyone else seems to go towards the Drake pit, but this time the Janna stayed. The Janna was alive this time, but she stayed with the misfortune. That was a big deal. And the Malphite, he did the same thing. He ulted over the wall at the misfortune who was ulting. He interrupted the misfortune ult, but this time the rest of the team was being pressured by the Garen who was in the fight early enough. I think that's the major difference in that fight. Cassin goes for the inhib and the rest of the team goes for Baron. I like that too. Okay, so red team had an 11k gold lead. Then they had a 7k gold lead after one team fight. After another team fight, it was down to 5k. And then there's a 2k advantage for blue team, or about 1k. So blue team has really found their way back in. You could argue that it's the Cassin scaling as well.
Yeah, and there's the Casa win condition. He has 4 full items and boots.
Yeah. I like the Merc treads. So many Merc treads on the blue team. That's good.
So I think red team has let the last 3 team fights spread. Instead of keeping it in one concentrated area where they can get a Malphite ult and a Misfortune ult together. That fight was all over the place, very disjointed. 2 very separate fronts. Yeah, once they lose Malphite when he's going after the Misfortune, that only lives Leona to appeal for the Jinx, and Jinx has been dying quickly now to Cassidy.
Yeah.
So, she deals a significant amount of damage, but she just needs to stay alive.
Yeah, red team's win condition for these team fights is pretty much just like see, it's hard with the choke points because they obviously blue team has misfortune ult, so you can't get too caught up in a chokehold. But I think with Malphite, Leona, Orianna, if they can fight in a choke point, that's a big win. But they haven't been able to do
the
that.
next team fight, Liam has both Mercurial Scimitar and a Stopwatch. So he should be able to
That's
play
really
pretty
heads up
safe
from
against
him.
the Malphite.
Yeah. Also, we saw the lifesteal items just doing work when they were taking
There's
Baron.
the
He went down
Predator.
there. Okay.
And
Cocoon got not gonna hit. Mountain Shield is nice there, just giving them the extra tower shot to take
Yeah.
up.
Mountain
Malphite
Shield's
gets
very
slow
nice.
there.
That
That was
Baron loses that
Malphite
tower to...
TP. Yeah, I don't know if they'll lose it to this wave, but yeah, no, they should. Okay, so they clear out the wave.
So now we're even
Alright,
in towers. Slight
this is
gold
another
lead
moment-
for blue team. We're at the 40-minute mark.
Another one of those moments where you could criticize not having the Garen split, especially with the Trinity Force and Malphite has no TP.
Yeah,
He
look at that
TP'd up
bot
here.
tower. Once you've already taken mid inhib, there's no reason why
Yeah.
he needs to be there. He hasn't been a huge presence in the
Cassin's
fights.
over the wall. He's
They
hitting
don't
Elise.
need him. Leona ult
Cassin
misses. Misfortune
forces
ult's off.
Zonia's.
There's the
Misfortune's
Malphite
good.
ult.
He gets
but
interrupted. Malphite ult is there. Jinx ult goes down, does no damage.
Jinx
Janna
ult
is
doing
shooting up,
some
Janna's
major
down.
damage from the
Neptune
side.
is good. Cassin's doing big damage in the backline though. He is gonna fall to the Malphite. Garen is doing big damage. He's just running amok in his backline, and that tank stats are helping him right now. He gets 2, and he's gonna walk it out with Sterix. ADC is still alive, most importantly for PHX here. Yeah, that's a 1 team fight. That's a 4 for 2. I think
so
they'll
we
take
did
that.
see
and
when the
get zone.
Jinx was alive, she did damage, and she's not playing. She's playing at melee range.
Yeah,
Can they end here?
this is the
I
end.
think they can.
Yep, they have Baron. There's long death timers, 30 seconds apiece.
Wow, that's some really impressive play at the end coming out there.
That was a good comeback. So
Very good
kind of
comeback.
so if you look at the turn, they fought when Malphite TP was down, and then
Right.
after that they caught out Malphite and fought after that.
Right.
So the
Very
Malphite
nice.
was winning the team fights, and they neutralized him, and then they won the team fights, and that was really smart.
Very strong play again out of the Misfortune and the Skarner.
Yeah.
I think it mattered a lot. Ryan got two Drake steals out of 3.
Yeah, good smites.
That's huge.
And if you're looking at this team now, you have to for game 3, you kind of have to think, well, they had Misfortune and Skarner in the last 2 games, and they won both, right? So maybe those.
Alright, welcome back. This is game 3. The Phoenixville squad. Is this finals?
Yeah, it's the last game.
Yeah, they've made it into finals. With a very decisive win in game 1 and a very impressive comeback in game 2. looking at the draft, they've switched it up a little bit. So it looks like Ryan will take over support for Patrick, playing Zyra. The Janna pick looked very questionable in the previous game, so this makes a lot of sense. If they could get the work for Patrick, it makes sense that they'd put him there.
Yeah.
Brendan's back on his comfort pit of Vel'Koz. Liam's playing a much safer pick in Caitlyn. It'll be interesting to see. He doesn't have access to the Misfortune this game. Did you see what the bans are?
Yep. So it looks like the bans from the enemy team were Skarner and Misfortune, Kassadin, Lissandra, and Lux.
Interesting. I'm
And
interested to see that they didn't opt for the Mordekaiser. I like Mordekaiser as a pick much better than Garen.
I would agree.
But, yeah, so the big thing, Liam's playing a very safe ADC, but I don't know if his carry potential is... I don't know. He looked really good in Misfortune, so it's a shame that that was banned away from him. They're against another Leona and another Orianna. Malachi top should provide... And that's another team with good team fighting.
Yeah, it is. But we do have the Vel'Koz back, which I think is better than the Kassadin in terms of
Much
team
better.
fighting as well.
Much better. And they have a Zyra. So.
Yep. Yeah. You have to ask a little bit about the support jungle swap. Obviously they won the last 2 games, so something was working there.
I guess they weren't chat enough to go with the Teemo jungle.
Yeah. I guess with the Skarner ban, they prefer the work over the Skarner or
And
the
work
Teemo.
is a very good pick, and Patrick plays it well. What I'm more curious to see is that, Ryan's objective presence is really strong, and
Yeah.
he probably won't be focused on guiding Patrick through all that all the time. So I'm very.
But I do think that Patrick is more of a ganking jungler.
I'd agree
even
with
even in
that.
the work pick, you can see that. So we'll have to see if he can.
Right, but there
make
aren't
things
easy
happen
lanes to gank. There really aren't.
Orianna, you can maybe gank.
Probably
She
is
doesn't
the
have the
easiest
base
lane
rush.
to gank, yeah. But she won't be playing as aggressive as she was last game because Vel'Koz, you need to stay a lot farther away than you do with Kassadin.
Yeah. But like you said, the team fight comp is definitely there for the red team. Nothing too crazy here coming out for runes or keystones. Triple tank rather, on the red side. So they have the damage on the Orianna Zaya.
Brendan has cleanse
no-
again.
Yeah.
Hope he uses that better than he did in the first game.
Yeah.
But he has plenty to use it on.
He has the Maokai. He has the Leona. The Zaya root maybe. I don't think you can
Zac.
cleanse anything from
I
Orianna.
can't cleanse anything from Zac. I don't think either.
Yeah. So yeah, I think the focus of this game really has to be the bot lane. With the most changes going on down there, obviously the Misfortune pick was denied, and with the support swap, I think if they can continue to be consistent in the bot lane, that'll be good for them. Good seeing Invade here.
From all of the supports Ryan plays, I'm surprised he went with Zyra. Now Zyra outputs
Okay,
a whole
seeing
lot of
Invade
damage.
here?
I think you're ahead of
Yeah.
me.
Oh, wait, here, I'll pause. What second are you timing at?
30 seconds until minions
Hold on, I need to fast forward.
I paused at 34 seconds.
Okay, you can. I had to drag my cursor forward. I'm at over 50 right now.
Okay.
Okay, alright. Yeah, I think I was a little late in hitting spectate, so. Alright. So, are you at a minute right now?
I'm a couple seconds behind, but I'll get
Okay.
there.
Alright, we'll be okay.
Okay, so and nothing came out of that invade.
Looks
No
like they're on
wards
red
placed.
side, though. And I'm not really... Okay, they saw it. They didn't see it.
They just dropped the ward, and I think that's going to be it. Nothing too crazy coming out in terms of items here either. Double Dorn's Shield top lane. I bet the Garen will be building the Cleaver this game.
I would hope so.
From what I understand,
I
that's a
would
big
hope
criticism
so.
of him on that. I think this comes down to, again, the team fights. I think red team has a lot easier to execute team fight.
Very easy to
Zac Maokai, you just kind of run at the team. And then
I
with
think the
just
wild card in
damage
this game
players-
is the objective control. I
Yeah.
don't know if Pat's objective control is quite up to Ryan's.
But
we'll
he
see.
is playing a better champion for soloing objectives,
That's
I would
true.
argue. So
And
I don't
they
know if that'll
have the
make a difference.
advantage, at least on the Drake side, of being on the right side of the Drake pit.
Hmm.
He had the flash.
Yeah.
Actually, no, they're on the wrong. They're on.
Well,
Zach
yeah, they
is
are
on
on
the
the wrong
right
side.
side. Right, but
That's interesting. They got 3 blue side games, didn't they?
Warwick has his ultimate though. He could get over and then flash out. Whereas on Skyner, the only way in was to flash.
Yeah. Well, we also see more mobility on the Caitlyn here, so that's a bit of a safer pick against the Leona. You can use the 90 caliber net, is it, to get away?
Yeah.
Some trading here in the
The
top
safer
lane.
pick for Liam, but I think you know, it's just as easy for Leona to get on Zyra as it was to get on Janna.
That's true.
And as a Xayah player, that's gotta be confusing. But as a Xayah player, it's, you know, Leona makes it really easy to set up a route.
Yeah. So there's an early push here in the bot lane. It's kind of what you expect. Some poke coming down. Again, Caitlyn Zyra is kind of a lane bully comp there. Actually,
good
Warwick
trade.
invading here.
Yeah, and Zach's down a level and can't contest.
I think.
We smote it away.
Okay.
He's still
He gets
down
the
a level
smite.
though.
Warwick's doing a lot of damage here.
He's
He
gonna
gets the
lose
fear.
his
I think he's
passive
gonna get the
for
kill.
He still has passive though. Keep that in mind.
Right. Okay.
But they're being
Okay.
collapsed on. Orion is now
PHG
caught
on
out.
first 3 flashes. Does he have his Q up in time? No, I don't think so.
First
he does
blood
get
to
the first
Warwick,
blood. He's
and
gonna get
there's
the
a kill to
triumph heal.
Zach.
He's still alive.
Is this a triple kill? That's 3 kills. That's very nice.
Huge. So
Wow.
the Warwick here, I believe his passive gives him more healing and attack speed against when he's low health, and also against targets that are low health. So that really kicks in huge for the Warwick early game there, and that has a huge payoff.
That's a phenomenal start.
Really want to compliment both the solo laners there for roaming in earlier
Quickly.
than their respective ones, you know. So that enables that to pay off, and we'll just have to see if Warwick can do things with his golds. Obviously, the Vel'Koz versus the Orianna, they're probably both rushing Ludens, so we'll definitely see that pay off. Yeah. Nice double root here in the bot lane. A lot of damage onto Xayah.
Miss route from the Xayah.
Vel'Koz could be getting ganked here mid. He has no vision, and Zach is on the bot side here. He
has
does
blue
also got
buff
a blue
from
buff.
that, yeah.
Man, that's huge. He does have the farm advantage, and also the kill and 2 assists. So very nice. So we were questioning Pat's jungling ability, but like that little move of aggression to go and invade, I don't think we would have seen that out of Skarner. Just trying Skarner. We saw the same thing 2 games, right? He just did a very straightforward clear and backed for his boots. The aggression out of Pat there paid off,
Yeah.
short term at least. Denied Zach the red buff. It's going to be ahead in
Well,
XP.
they burned through Zach's passive and got the kills.
Yeah.
So.
Zach is one of those champions. I mean, you see it all the time in pro play. Sometimes he just gets pushed out of his own jungle and just gets shut down. Warwick is a good champion for counter
Warwick,
jungling in these early fights.
I think the big difference there was that Warwick was already level 3 when he got to the red buff. Zach was still level 2, and I think there's Warwick's clears much faster.
Yeah, he allowed him to get a smite. Still just poke coming down in the bot lane here. I don't expect there to be a kill onto Leona.
An interesting
She just
rune
has-
choice. Xayah has Conqueror as opposed to Lethal Tempo.
Yeah, that is interesting. You're right. So we see a slight farm advantage, possibly for Caitlyn. We'll see how many of these picks up bot lane. I think she's going to get most of them under tower here. No, it's not a huge farm lead. But Caitlyn's still getting that early pressure. Will allow Warwick to go for the Drake as well.
There's a gank, a pretty quick flash, and a cleanse. I don't think he cleansed anything though.
I don't know what he cleansed there. It's possible he cleansed the Zach.
But it
pooling together.
It already went off though, and that's okay. He used it at least, all right.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was a good,
Again,
it was
I can't
good
help but
reaction on the
wonder-
flash.
I can't help but wonder in terms of just increasing HP or making you just stronger. I feel like the barrier or the heal might be better on the Vel'Koz here.
I agree,
Um,
but it might be more helpful later.
Yeah, when he gets to the team fight stage with Leona. Yeah, not
Man,
bad.
they have so much damage.
Oh. Yeah. Bot lane, they're
So
going to get a
much
kill on the Xayah. There's, the Caitlyn, Zyra, I mean, any of those aggressive supports that have the CC and the poke, you think Morgana, Zyra, they're just going to be able to outrange the enemy in most cases, and also the double root with the Caitlyn traps, being able to proc instantly.
They have no items either.
Yeah.
So the very commanding lead in the early game.
Mm-hmm.
That bodes well, playing to the team's strengths.
It does.
Already,
Okay,
well,
so Zach is here.
already with the Drake pickup too. I don't think we
Yeah.
commented on that at all, but
Zach level
regain.
5 now. Orianna
Orianna's
has
level
ulti.
6. No sums, and
Okay,
that's a...
there's the Orianna ult. It's not gonna connect.
And
Vel'Koz's
Zach's
ult's gonna come out.
dead.
I think
Oh,
Zach's forced to
okay.
flash there. Warwick's
But
gonna
he's
be able to
still
catch him.
dead,
He's so
yeah.
fast. So fast. He gets the blue smite. He just jumps him. No Zach passive yet there. Warwick is hugely ahead.
Yeah, that was a bad Orianna ultimate.
Look at the gold lead there. I mean, that's 1,000 gold in the difference in the jungle, and it's going to amount to about 3k for the team as a whole.
That's 7 minutes.
Warwick. Level 5, Warwick is going to come in here, though. I think he's going to be able to get something
Yeah,
here. He's
I
got the
agree.
fear. Maokai's level 6. Oh, he
Followed the flash,
flash
too.
follow. Yeah,
Very
nice.
late ultimate from Maokai.
But it doesn't mean anything. So we saw 2 ultimate whiffs there. Orianna in the mid lane, and then to not get the kill on the Vel'Koz, and the Maokai in the top lane doesn't survive, even though he
And-
uses ult flash.
Here's where the Warwick pick is a really proactive choice. Gets a
Yeah.
lot of pressure and a lot of lanes. And
Yeah.
also to
it's-
Brendan has dodged 2 ganks and has not died. So
Yeah, that's big.
that's big.
And yeah, again with Orianna and Vel'Koz rushing Ludens, probably both of them. You can see in the mid lane how Orianna is forced to go with the blasting wand. She didn't have enough gold for the Lost Chapter. That's gonna be a feels bad, so she went for the ring blasting wand. Okay, some poke in the bot lane too as well. Could see an all in here, but Zyra's level 6. She's gonna go down, but yeah, Xayah goes down as well. It's support for AD trade right now.
Looking
Caitlyn's
at that,
doing
fully
poke damage.
Xayah was completely focused onto the Zyra. And just let Caitlyn free auto the
Yeah.
entire time.
She could be overstepping here. Looks like Zach's gonna miss his jump.
Miss by a significant amount.
He has both sums here. He has both sums. I think he's gonna
Leona
build
ult
out.
went down,
Okay.
but they don't get the kill.
Yeah. Tyler Wong, Liam there doesn't use any sums. Headshots available.
Oh, and there's... Wow.
Okay, there's the Leona ulti.
Passive
I
out.
they're
Leona
both gonna go
can't
down.
defend this, though.
Yeah, no. Zaya's coming back, but she's slow. Oh, there's a solo kill in the mid lane.
In the mid lane, wow. This is getting out of hand really fast.
Yeah, now there are 2 of.
I think the only thing you could pick on right now is that you would have hoped that some of the 5 of the Warwick kills would have gone to a laner.
What's that? You're cutting out a little.
I said you would have hoped that... I think the only thing you can pick on is that you'd hope that some of the 5 kills on Warwick would have gone to their laners.
To the laners.
Yeah.
Yeah. But all the same, I mean, the early
Very proactive
3
in the early
kills
game.
still gave a decent gold and a blue buff and everything to the Vel'Koz, and he's in a comfortable position. So, but I'd compliment the Vel'Koz here. Again, dodging the ganks like you said, as well as the solo kill there and roaming up early. That's really good on him. Garen's actually winning these trades with Maokai.
Evan seems to be doing much better
rushed
than last
Queen.
game. Ugh.
Yeah.
He's going for the cleaver. Would
yeah,
you look at that?
He's gonna get his cleaver before Maokai gets the Sunfire, I believe.
I really think just if you buy Phage first, it's a huge deal.
Yeah, you can chase more in lane. Orianna just poked out, and also I believe Vel'Koz. I believe Zach gave Orianna the blue buff, and then Vel'Koz killed Orianna for the blue buff there. So that's why Vel'Koz has that. Selfless jungler Zach giving his jungler blue buff even though he's far behind. Okay, there's the
Wombo
Oriole.
combo.
Zach
That
jump.
should be a shutdown
Back ult.
to the Orianna.
Yeah.
There's not a whole
Not gonna
lot
get
you
the
can
blue
do.
buff back.
Well, actually, Brendan had
He
both
did have
flash and
flash.
cleanse. Both summoners were up. But,
Yeah, so-
I mean, that has to be some fast reflexes.
Yeah, there are some questions there, but overall I think it's alright.
It's okay.
Still ahead 4k.
By a significant amount.
3.3k, but yeah. Brendan is able to finish his Ludens here, and that's huge. A lot of pings on a Drake here. Zach gonna jump right onto it, but there is vision. Warwick is here, Warwick is strong, but there's 4 here, and
But they're on
Brendan is
opposite
not.
sides, though.
There is a TP from Garen. Root lands onto 1.
Yeah, but it'll be
Blue
real
Smite-
easy for
Blue Smite used
Maokai.
on his Zyra.
It'll be real
Zyra
easy
lands
for
on a 2.
Maokai to stop that.
Leona
ult
ult misses, Zach jumps forward.
Good Xayah ult.
Warwick ult onto the Xayah. Warwick is doing so much right now. He's gonna get the fear onto. Okay. Zach goes down.
Orianna's in a questionable
red buff?
position. Yeah,
Yep.
wow.
Caitlyn's gonna pick that up. There's the flash root onto 2 from the Zyra. That's big. Caitlyn still has ulti. He's gonna be able to kill this. Yes, very nice. No one dies. Heal saves the Zyra.
This
At
is
the
a
beginning of that
stop.
fight, we actually saw Zach jump forwards towards the Zyra, and he blue smoke. He blue smoked the Zyra. That's something you never want to do as a jungler. Before the fight, you can't do that.
Leona
can't be
also
giving
missed
fear.
her ult.
Yeah.
This is
But
out
you
of
can't-
hand really quickly. There is almost a 5,500 gold lead at 11 minutes.
Yeah. So we're really just seeing, I think, the range. Caitlyn, Zyra, the range. They're really abusing that right now versus the red team bot lane. And just the Caitlyn auto attack range is just, I think that's making a massive impact in this draft. Vel'Koz here looking like he might get caught out again though. 2 sums, do you think he can make it out alive this time?
Well,
Okay, he's able to flash this time. Yep.
There's the early flash.
So as a mid laner, you kind of have to be aware of the gank routes of the enemy jungler, right?
It's harder
And
when
I
you're
think-
against a Zac though.
But I think you gotta learn to ward that Raptor pit there.
I agree. The Raptor can't just get to word.
So Warwick's actually chasing down the Zac here. Zac forced the flash, and Warwick's gonna get the wolves here. But he could be in too far. He does not have ult. Mid laner did not collapse for him, so Warwick's gonna get out, even though the red team bot lane was trying to catch him. Big farm difference in the bot lane.
And that's something that
Yeah.
we've seen across all 3 games, is that
Yeah.
Liam has farmed incredibly well. Which is good to see.
They also have been, aside from obviously the 5-0 Warwick, they have been getting the kills onto the carry. You could argue that Warwick is capable of carrying just as well, but okay, so Zac is spending a lot of time mid here. But Vel'Koz is this time he's playing safer without flash. You see that? He's really far back. Warwick might? No, Warwick's not gonna take that impact. This is also the PTA Warwick, so that's really strong dueling early, rather than the mega sonic fast Predator.
So they have vision on the Zac here. I would take the Rift Heralds.
Yeah. Might be some of that objective
They got a kill here too.
focus here.
Oh, almost.
So
Work.
Zac had no flash there, and I mean, blue team was kind of 2v3 in that quadrant, but they're able to pull it off almost because of their lead there. Yeah, you're right though with the objective things. It looks like Patrick is just now looking for Rift Herald.
Yeah.
But oh, he did not get the blast cone into the pit.
And Zac has time to get there. They have it warded.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. I think all the same, I think they do win the fight.
Granted, there's a level difference, but
So Warwick missed the blast cone there. He did not get into the pit, and as a result, he was not able to kill the ward in time after
there's the
hitting
engage onto the Zyra,
Oh,
and they're gonna keep going.
only a flash here left on this Caitlyn. He gets the flash away. He gets the. Oh, he's
Zaya
gonna
has
win
no
this.
E.
Okay. Yep. Oh, okay. That's just a gold difference
That's
showing
what
right there.
Zaya
You can't be
ult,
trying to take that.
Zaya
2v2
ulted
there.
offensively with no E.
Yeah. If you look at the items right now, you can't. If you're the red team, you can't take that 2v2.
No.
You can't try and
There,
take
there's
that.
talking more gold difference, but there's a solo first turret on, so your ADC.
Yeah, that's big. Look at the Black Cleaver already doing work as well in the top lane.
Yeah.
Maokai ult here. Garen dodges away from the Zac E. Does not get the grab. I think.
Wow.
Okay,
That
Rihanna
was-
ult whiffs completely.
That was not close.
So Garen just walks away from this gank. 3 people come up here to spend their time trying to kill him. They use ults, they use all kinds of time, right? And he just walks away. He doesn't even blow flash. He's not gonna lose farm for this. I mean, that was really well played from him, but you also have to feel there's a huge whiff there on the red team side.
15 minutes, the gold lead is up to 8,000.
And I kind of would have liked to see Warwick probably go for Rift anyway, even if the other team had knowledge, because I think that's a fight they can win.
I agree.
But yeah, or you would like to see an invade or the play bot or something. But so Warwick's not doing, aside from just getting some more kills since the early game, he hasn't seemed to do too much. But maybe he's just waiting for the Drakes. Okay, so some trading here on the top side. I think Garen still wins that. Mostly Garen favored. Okay, Drake setup. Ocean Soul looks like it's gonna be. Not Soul yet, but Soul Ocean Rift. Zac's gonna get the Rift Scuttler. There's still a control ward in the pit though. Warwick's walking up here all alone. Blue Siege onto mid tower is good. It looks like Zaya went bot side, so she's not gonna be able to clear away that wave.
Great Zyra
it looks like-
combo.
Yeah, there's a big pick. 2 picks there. So they obviously just didn't respect the range, you know? Of the ranged engage from the Zyra. Okay,
Wow,
Warwick
that is an
ulting Zac
interesting
in the wall.
interaction.
He's gonna walk through the wall. That's pretty interesting. But yeah, I think they're just gonna go to Drake with those 2 picks.
This game's over, Isaac. Unless
Yeah, I
they
know.
throw just as badly as the
I
other
don't
team
think
did
they
last
will though.
game. I don't think
Seeing
they
their
will
last
either.
game, seeing their comeback after a gold deficit,
I
I
don't
think they're
think
not
they're
gonna throw a
gonna-
gold lead. You know, 9K right. We might even see an FF here.
You don't want to FF in the finals of Clash, but you're right.
I mean, 10K gold lead is like FF range. Okay, so Garen backs here. He has TP. I wonder if he's going to use it. I don't think Maokai can get his tower in time. He does have Demolish. He's going to shove the wave. I think he's going to get Garen's tower. Not a huge deal. Little things. It's always the little things, right? So they're ahead, but there's always those optimizations, like we were talking about.
Right,
Again, the
and
Rift Herald.
they're doing quite well this tournament, but if this team were to go in the future, we have certainly a lot of things to say.
Yeah, not even quite necessarily criticisms, but yeah,
No,
like
it's just small things.
like the Rift Herald,
Small
right?
things,
So
yeah.
it's almost 19 minutes. They haven't taken either Rift Herald despite being massively ahead, right?
I think this goes back to Ryan being more proactive about Rift Heralds than Patrick, but Patrick
Yeah.
has certainly devoted his time in a wise manner.
Well, he's gotten the gold onto his carries and
Yeah,
also gotten
and
3
himself.
Drakes, so that's worthwhile. Yeah. I mean, you kind of feel them playing to their win conditions each of these games too. This almost feels like a micro outplay game where Patrick is on a champion that he's really comfortable on, and then he's just winning these little fights in the jungle.
The other thing that's been impressive in all 3 games really is that their vision has been much better than it
Yeah.
usually is in our normal games.
When you're objective oriented and you're talking on comms and you're trying not to get picked and whatnot,
Right.
that vision is much more important
Right.
to you than if you're in a solo queue game and you're just trying to win lane, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree.
They're actually going to go for Rift here.
Taking the
Should be-
Heralds, they should have time, yeah.
Maokai throws saplings. They know he's there, but Zac is bot side taking
There's not
these
a whole
blue.
lot they can do about it.
Yeah. I like the Merc treads here on the Garen. He's building a Spear Visage or something like that next as well, so that's a good build. You even see Merc treads on the Vel'Koz. That's an immense amount of respect when you're that far ahead. Tempting to build Sorcerers probably.
I don't think I've ever built anything other than Sword Shoes on a mage.
I occasionally go Merc treads, but I mean that's smart, so he won't get knocked up as long. Okay, Vel'Koz sorry. Okay, so there's the Zac ult there. It's not going to accomplish anything. Rift Herald still going to get its full 2 charges off here probably. Xayah might get a tower here in the bot lane, but yeah, she has 1 item and she has no berserkers. She's hitting that thing so slowly. There's the Zac. You gonna take it? I would not do that if I were him. Okay, he's just chilling. Alright, so they get this mid tower down to 25% HP. Good push. They're up 2 towers. Honestly, they can keep sieging this. Enemy ADC isn't here. They can take the fight. Okay, so there's a flash. Heal.
Another
Orianna
Rift
ult
Orion
completely
ult
wins.
for like
Yeah.
the 3rd straight time.
Leona goes in there, but it's too little, it's too late. But mainly, Xayah's bot lane. Why are they taking this fight? Zac? Okay. Warwick is going to catch the
Yeah.
Xayah here in the bot lane. He blue smites, he suppresses. She has ult, flash, heal, but
Doesn't
she's
matter.
not going to use any of them there. She just dies. Imagine that.
Well, how did this team get the finals? They, like, okay, our
so
squad's
you-
been playing very well, but there have been so many
So the one
very
thing you do have
large
to recognize
mistakes.
here is that the range here, the rank range, is a little bit different than our game. So even on our PHX team, the range is iron to silver right now, which with most of those players, their ranks should probably be high silver, gold. You know, enemy team, they might actually be deserving of silver to iron. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
because
there's
it
a-
hasn't just been objective control, but like that Orianna has missed multiple times.
I've
The
I've seen
Xayah has
one
not
hit,
used
and
her
it was
ults
after Zac
effectively.
I've seen one Orion ult, and I'm pretty sure it was after Zaki already stunned the target.
Yeah, no, it's not looked good. So, I mean, it's good that our squad's taking advantage of it. But
Yeah. This is
you gotta
Ocean
wonder,
Drake
like,
here too.
that the finals team in our Clash tournament was really hard to play against.
Yeah, they were really serious.
These people look really bad.
They were probably smurfing. Okay, big Xayah ult. This looks like a
There's the Xayah ult where it should be, but Xayah
Vel'Koz?
is still Xayah.
okay, good flash from Vel'Koz. He's getting
Solar.
engaged upon. Okay, Warwick is here. Little disjointed, but I think they have the gold to pull it off. Not the cleanest team fight though.
All right, so that's 3 kills for none. They need to push up bot wave.
Yeah, I agree.
I think they're just gonna go mid though.
It's possible they get a
Stop
Nexus tower.
chase.
Alternatively, they could go Baron here, I think. Okay, so that was not the cleanest team fight. But Zyra
got
was up
4
way
from
too
none.
close. Again, I'm going to talk about to the optimizations because they're up so far in gold that they're pretty much going to win any fight they
Right.
take right now. However, I don't think that was the best. There were like just the positioning in the beginning was a little iffy.
So
I guess they kind of got engaged upon before they were
Everyone's
ready.
running mid.
Yeah. Vel'Koz's bot lane here like that. Zac is forced to retreat into the shadows. I think if you're Zac, you gotta take those Krugs for that gold. But you know,
Man,
they're running to Baron, I think.
this is ugly.
No,
Like,
they
this
can't.
is just... I don't even
It's
know
kind
what
of
to
brutal,
say.
isn't it? So there's a 12k gold lead. It would be very... it'd take more than one team fight, by the way, to lose this. It'd probably take 3 or 4, maybe 5 lost team fights or whiffs to throw this gold lead. Ocean Soul, I mean, okay, so Liam's a little bit out of position, forced to flash mid lane. But overall, I mean, they're just looking solid. Okay, red team is pathing up towards top side. They might be able to catch out the Zyra for Garen here. Okay, Zac is in. Leona ult does not connect onto the Garen. Garen's gonna make it out alive, I believe. Yeah, he's fast. Zyra's gonna go down here, but not without a fight. She gets the Xayah ult out. No, Zyra's not even dead here. And her plans
And
take
she-
out Xayah.
yeah, wow.
That's crazy. Okay, so Xayah goes down, but now Vel'Koz Garen here
Holy
are able
crap.
to kill the rest of the team, and
This
that's
isn't
pretty
fair.
crazy. Garen ulti's still up. Okay, he
Wow.
Demasias that Maokai. Double blue smite.
Oh, there's
How's
they
the Oriole
landed the
landed?
Oriana.
Onto 2, but it's too little, it's too late.
I think that's
TP
game
into the
right
mid lane
there.
for Garen, onto the minions. Yeah, I do feel this is game as well.
Oh,
Oriana's
man.
backing with 250 HP or so. She's 1 in 5.
There's not even that much we can say about, like, anything. Like, that team was bad.
Yeah.
All
No,
around. Massive
Pat
jungle
really
difference.
styled on them.
Xayah was terrible. Oriana was even worse.
Pat absolutely styled on them though, early game.
Wow.
And wow, that's 30-4 right there. That's what can you say?
Not
I
what
mean,
you would have expected out of Clash Finals, huh?
That's 15k gold lead right there. They're gonna get this kill too.
Yeah.
Okay, no, they're not. 30-4. Yeah, that was. So the first and last games. See, I can't even say that game was totally clean.
It wasn't
They played
clean,
well.
but they didn't need to play cleanly.
Right.
They
played
really
scrappy.
didn't. They were so,
played scrappy.
so far ahead. Jesus.
Wow. Wow. I'm gonna go talk to them now, I think.